Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs. Welcome back to Sector 1 Sim Racing, broadcasting to you live on YouTube, and thank you very much to everybody who is tuning in tonight. My name is Carbon Boy, and I will be your host tonight for round 2 of our Season 13 Porsche Supercup, which is proudly supported by our sponsors APR Automotive, Boxer Beauty, Reed & Co Homes, Adelaide Ceramic Coatings, as well as Momi Now in support of the Invitational Series, which will be kicking off in the very near future. We are, of course, racing here tonight for round 2 in the beautiful region of Sao Paulo. Forgive my pronunciation. If you think that's bad, you should try some of these corner names. Sao Paulo in Brazil at the famous Interlagos circuit, which is also known as, here we go, for the Carbon Boy fun fact of the evening, which is also known as Autódromo José Carlos Pace. It gets that name from being built between two very large artificial lakes that are Sao Paulo's water supply. Another fun fact about this circuit is it also used to be 7.8 kilometers long until 1980, where it was shortened to just over 4 kilometers when it returned to the F1 in 1990. Now, enough useless information now. I'd like to say hello to all the viewers in the chat. Good evening, Aussie Sim Racing. Hello to the stranger. Welcome back, Mr. Ryan Archer. Lovely to see you again. Mr. Bumcrack, he's tuning in from the front seat of his Kraken Esports Porsche in the pit lane, so nice to see him. Yes, Mr. Renegade, we heard you the first 3 times that you are filling in for your teammate, Mr. Armans, tonight, but thank you very much for that. Hello, Deborah Fish. Always a pleasure to see your name pop up in the chat, as always. Now, of course, here we are for round 2. There has been a little bit of a change in the latest Gran Turismo update, which happened just a couple of days ago. Now, there was a slight little bit bop change, the balance of performance for our beloved Porsche. Sony, Polyphony Digital does have a habit of nerfing, shall we say, popular cars. So the Porsche has gained a little bit of weight, but they've also given it a little bit of horsepower under the high-speed bop settings at the very least. So it will remain to be seen as to whether that affects any of the drivers' strategy or what they plan on doing for tonight's race. But I guess that shall remain to be seen. So, as I mentioned, the track was shortened to a little bit over 4 kilometers. So let's have ourselves a quick little look at that track map. So we have 4.309 kilometers long. There is 15, possibly 16, depends on your definition of a corner. But we'll just go with 15 corners in the layout. Now, of course, we are using a 4 times tyre wear, a 4 times fuel usage with a 4 litres per second refuel rate. 10-minute qualifying as per usual, and a race length of 31 laps. Now, there are no mandatory tyres at this point, but both the soft and the medium tyres are usable, and drivers are free to make their own choice. Now, we did see in round 1 where there were a couple of bold attempts, shall we say, to use the 2-stop strategy with all soft tyres to effect. Wasn't quite the success story in the upper categories, but I do believe Renegade managed to pull off a race win in Cat 2B last week, so all the credit to him. And as he is filling in for Mr. Armans this evening here in Cat 1B, we'll see if he can execute a similar performance, or I guess we'll just wait and see. I'm not going to go making any predictions. Now, of course, while I get some graphics loaded up for the round 1 points, I would like to welcome to the comms box tonight our first race director for this evening. Long-time listeners here at Sector 1 will recognise the dulcet tones of the Blacklight team owner, and rather happily, I think, rejoining the comms team for Season 13. Allow me to introduce the one, the only, the Mr. Good Doc. How are we this evening?
Hey mate, how we doing?
Yeah, doing pretty well, all things considered. It's beautiful weather here in Brazil at the moment.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me back on board, guys. I really appreciate it. Trying to get this one underway for you very shortly. Going to have a unfortunate late withdrawal from one of the guys. Stickers is Lightning Motorsport. Porsche's just not playing ball with us this evening, and he can't get in the lobby. We've tried and tried and tried, done a couple of resets for him, and it's just not going to happen, I think, unfortunately. So we'll get him when I come Minnesota to try and get him back in, and then we might set up some qualifying very shortly.
That is very unfortunate to hear. Sometimes when the GT servers don't want to play ball, they just do not want to play ball, which is a massive shame. Just trying
again now.
Just trying to get these points up for you so we can have a look at them, because being round 2, we actually have some points on the table, unlike last round where there was a whole lot of nothing. Rightio, so we do have some points for Category 1B, proudly brought to you by Boxer Beauty. After round 1, on the top of the table for Scuderia Veloce, the new kids on the block, Mr. Wade Warburton, aka Warbo, leads the way with a massive 50 points after playing his Joker card in round 1. So that gives him a big leg up, but of course that does lead the rest of the field to play their Joker cards throughout the rest of the season. With his race win last week, Mr. Boy Bagum for Black Rose is slotted into the second place position and picking up the 2 extra bonus points for qualifying on pole. And in third place for Doghouse Motorsport, we've got Evil Evo, followed by the second Scuderia Veloce driver of Mr. D. Reed, who running his own company, Reed & Co. Homes, picked up a couple of awards in the Building Industry Awards Night recently this week. So congratulations, mate. I'm sure it's a very justified reward for all of your hard work. In 5th place in the points, we have Faf for Lightning Motorsport, followed by Denico for Doghouse, Mr. Bubcrack for Kraken Esports, a Baker Boy for Blacklight, Mad Rick for Black Rose Racing in 9th, Dadson for Dadson Racing Team in 10th, Mr. Armans, unfortunately absent tonight, but sitting in 11th for Hoon Corp, followed by his teammate Brent in 12th. And we've got E-Bulk for Thunder Motorsport in 13th, and Mr. Stickers with an unfortunate result last week, and dramas again this week for Lightning in 14th. His luck is not really improving this season, it would seem.
Yeah, it looks unfortunate for Stickers. But you can only go up from there, so handy guy behind the wheel, so I'm sure he'll recover to a decent position before the end of the season. Just not what we like to see for round 2.
Definitely suboptimal. So we've had no luck getting Stickers on the grid. Bugger.
No, we're all ready to go otherwise.
Rightio. Well, I suppose it is unfortunate, but we do have to keep the show rolling. So what do you say we punch that the big black light sponsored button and get a qualifying underway for these guys?
Let's get these boys out there, eh? Hopefully we get some nice close running for the first round since the physics update. I know there's been mixed feelings in regards to how the car's now handled. Personally, after doing laps in my car, I'm neither here nor there about it. I think it feels fine to me, but I also am on a controller too, so I believe it has been tailored to suit me a lot better than the guys with the bigger sim setups. But yeah, I've been reading a lot of negative review in regards to the new physics update, so be interested to see what it does for their strategy for these boys this week, as far as tyre wear and fuel usage and how they choose to race their race.
Can confirm. I've also heard a fair bit of unhappiness regarding the new handling characteristics. I haven't had a chance to cut any laps myself yet at this stage. That's due for a whole bunch of other reasons, which I am not going to go into tonight. Just yet, anyway. Maybe later, depends how I'm feeling. Rightio, so that is not first out on track, but now that the timing has managed to sort itself out, first out on track in the beautiful Doghouse Bob Jane T-Mart, sponsored 911 is Mr. Evil Evo. We're going to have tyre wars, I think, soon. We've got Bob Jane, we've got tyre power. Get some bow repairs and some Jack sponsorship going, and it'll be like soda wars, but tyre wars. Ooh, wait. The rubber wars. Hear me out. Anyway, second on the grid tonight in the, ironically, Tyre Power sponsored livery is your boy, Mr. Baker. And we've got the beautiful Big Rock Brewing sponsored Kraken Esports mobile of Mr. Bumcrack. And the Merlin Garage Doors sponsored Lightning Motorsport for Faf, with Danico in the second of the Doghouse cars, Dadson in his Harvey's Towing sponsored livery, as opposed to the Bacchus Brewery's sponsored car. Of course, we've got last season's Category 2A champion, Mr. Madrick, finding his feet here in Category 1. He managed to hold his own pretty solidly last week, so very impressive to see, and very happy to see him doing well. Got the second of the Dadson Racing team, the current points leader, Mr. Warbo. Nope, that's the Scuderia Veloce, not the Dadson. My bad. Ladies and gentlemen.
I was going to correct, I thought I better not.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be used to me making lots of little errors like that, little faux pas. Nothing's going to change. It's going to remain. I just hope that you get some amusement out of it. Then we've got the Thunder Motorsports, his boy Elroy, sponsored mobile of E-Bulk. Followed up by Brent for Hooncorp in the Hooncorp sponsored Hooncorp car of the Hooncorp. Got the second of the Black Rose drivers, Boy Bagum, looking like he's going to have a very hot season. Sorry,
Come the times.
And finishing off with Renegade jumping in for Armands and Daz filling in tonight as well. So
Horbo just smashes out of 31.8 first flyer.
Right,
That is absolutely hooking.
Right, if you don't mind. First flying lap and goes sub 132, if you don't mind. Very tight in second, third and fourth there. You could throw you wouldn't throw a blanket over them, you'd throw a handkerchief or something over them. You've got a 32.056, 073 and then a 170. And then going back to Boibagum in fifth, it's a 132.192, so...
Boibagum just hit purple first sector too, just to liven things up.
Deborahfish in the chat. Tyre walls sounds better than rubber walls. Alright, cool. Feedback received loud and clear.
Everyone's improving.
Mr. Greg's in the chat giving us our Interlagos fun facts. Unfortunately, I've already beat you to that one about how it got its name, so... Haha! Yes! Possibly the only win I'm going to get this season. I will take it. So how are we looking on track here?
Just improved by 0.2. Boy improves as well.
It's coming down the main straight now. The second flyer.
Datsun goes to third position on the grid there so far.
Boibagum with a 131.730 bangs himself on pole. If you don't
guys
mind.
have peeled in early as well, it looks like, into the pits. So Faf's in, Brentos is in. They're going to do the double run in the back half of the session as opposed to the start.
Boibagum must have felt really good about that just previous lap then to make the decision to not throw it into the pits for a fresh set of rubber.
Yeah.
So Warbo currently P2, he's still out on a hot lap. Might be getting caught up in a little bit of traffic here. The infield section. And some of these corner names, like I said, I am not even going to try and pronounce, but to give you an example, one of them is spelt L-A-R-A-N-J-I-N-H-A.
Yep, that sounds like, yep.
Like I'm good with turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. You've got S do Senna, then Curva do Sol. It doesn't get too bad. The front straight there is Reta Aposta, and it just gets more and more complicated and goes downhill from that point. So, look, not even going to try it. Got a big group of guys coming into the pits now.
Baker Boy's gone around again. He's just improved again to P6 with a 32 flat. But he's going to put himself on the back foot now, so he's going to have to come around and peel in this lap round. And he's only going to get one more shot really in the back half of qualifying. And we should be looking for Faf here. He's just about to start his next fast lap. He's the first guy on track to have already pitted once. He's going to come across Bumcrack that's still wobbling around a little bit in front of him here.
Just jump
big
on
train
board,
of cars coming out of pits. He might clear them. He has to clear them. And he does. Evil Evo and Nico peel out behind him. And Faf is down on his lap so far. Just to go on, Brentos was the other guy that pitted early as well, so he's coming around the first intermediate split now.
Faf's got a bit wide there.
Out.
Turn 6, well, at least in my opinion, one of the trickiest corners on the track. So how fast can you go into that corner?
Hold the speed. Let's stay with Brentos here, currently 5th on the road. He's 0.3 up on his fastest lap. He's 0.343 off pole, so he's very close to putting himself on the front row. Coming up towards the second split now.
Faf is 1.5 tenths down on his best time, so I don't think that's going to happen for him this lap, unfortunately. So we'll take the commentator's curse off him.
Okay, comes Brentos to split 2. He's dropped a bit of time through the middle sector. He's still up on his lap, but not by a lot. But he might grab Dadson here for a second row potential start. as the main pack's gone past the start-finish line now through the first couple of corners, so they're all on laps as well. So we're about to start seeing the times to really start dropping. If I say that, there are guys who are at 31s already, but anyway. Oh, Brentos has dropped time in that last sector as well.
32.
Madrick's improved.
32.073. Madrick up into the top 8.
She's a close old pack, this one.
Well, looking down through the field, where are we at? 11. So the top 10 separated by less than 6.5 tenths. So Evil Evo currently in 10th. He is 0.646 off Boybagum. That's a very tiny split for that many drivers.
Surprised by Daz. Daz is a long way back still. Nico's improving as well. Currently 7th. He's now 0.3 of a second up on his lap. As he goes up the straight, he's going to get a good tow from these two guys in front of him. Oh, he won't actually, will he? Correction there. He won't get a tow from these two fellas here because there's no slipstream in qualifying.
Well, it sounded good.
It did sound good. But that'll come back and bite me later. He goes to second. Who immediately just beaten by Warbo. And Boybagum now improves back to the front row. This has happened really quickly, guys.
There's a lot of chopping and changing with that low fuel load.
Brentos improves to the front row. Madrick goes to
very
6th.
serious up the front there. Before we were astounded by a sub 32. It's getting dangerously close to a sub 31 at this point.
So there's one other one of third sector. Who's that? Renegade. He's slow though, looks of it. He's not really having a go this lap. So currently the first car coming back round will be Evil Evo. About to hit the second intermediate split.
He was in P10 at the moment, a bit lower down the order than he usually is. Might be struggling a bit here at Interlagos. Maybe not his favourite track.
He's down on his lap. Who's next? I think I saw Baker Boy coming up behind him. He's just past the split as well. Missed that. Oh, Dinico's dropped it. He's gone. He's out. That's it. He's done. What's Baker Boy got for the line here? Goes to second.
Massive improvement there. Bangs himself on the front row of the grid, if you don't mind. Thank you very, very much.
Warbo just improves again, by the way, guys, just quietly. 131.2. Puts category 1A on notice.
Right, the Scuderia Veloci. Sorry, I'm going to do that every now and again. The SV driver looking very large and in charge this evening, as I am punching the wrong button. As always, what else is new? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our Category 1B qualifying session run and done. So let us have a little bit of a recap of results. As the good doc grabs his screenshots.
He's all over it. I did have them, that's okay.
Excellent. So on pole position tonight is Warbo with a scintillating 131.251 lap. Nipping very closely at his heels with a 131.277 is Baker Boy. Relegated to the second row of the grid is Brentos with a 31.288. So it's very, very tight up the pointy end of the field here. And joining him on the second row of the grid is Boybagum for Black Rose. Then on the third row, we've got E-Bulk for Thunder Motorsport and Danico for Doghouse. Jeez, that rolls off the tongue very nicely. I like it. And then we've got Madrick, also for Black Rose, joined by Dadson, which is a great recovery. He had a very quiet qualifying session there. Didn't really see much of him, but he's put himself on the fourth row of the grid, so well done there, Dadson. Then we've got Faf for Lightning Motorsport in P9. We've got Evil Evo in 10th. Mr. Bumcrack for Kraken Esports in 11th, Daz for Scuderia filling in tonight in 12th, and also in the, I guess we can call the battle of the fill-in drivers here, we've got Renegade filling in for Armans at Gooncorp. So that is our qualifying grid ready to roll. Just have a quick check-in with the people in the chat. What were their thoughts?
Yep. Aussie Sim Racing loves the track. Shadow, Doghouse Motorsports Delivery look like the Sonic cars. They do, very much so.
What is the Sonic Boys Motor Racing?
Sonic Racing, the Carrera Cup Australia, sponsored by Bob Jane Teamnuts.
Okay, yep, that checks out.
But it's very similar livery, very similar, which is good because that's a cool looking livery at the end of the day, isn't it?
Nice. A little bit of support for Warbo from Liam Butler in the chat. So people in the chat, please do me the honours of throwing in your top 3 prediction. Doesn't have to be in any particular order, just who do you think are the 3 drivers who are going to be standing on the top step of the podium here at Interlagos tonight. So I guess enough rambling and mumbling from me. What do you say, good doc? We punch the button and we get these drivers underway.
Let's go racing in Brazil, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it.
I like
31 laps. 31 laps. That sounds like a big number, but it's only a fairly short lap considering the average speed.
It's a very, very fast track here in Brazil. Spend a lot of time at full throttle. So I'm wondering if that's going to affect any of the drivers in terms of their fuel saving strategy, or whether they're going to go the proverbial to the wall soft tyres setup. We shall find out. So we've got the cars on the grid. We've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and the green has dropped, and we have a inspiring start from the Porsches off the line.
Great start from Warbo.
How are we going to go into turn 1? Is it going to get a bit messy? You've got Brent running a little bit wide there.
Clean from everybody, that's lovely.
Got Boivagum all over his rear bumper.
He did have a little bit of a look on the run into 1, and he just backed out of it on the inside there. It was probably smart, because as we've seen in the past with Formula 1 especially, that doesn't tend to come off very well.
There's also
so good though.
Also been the change in the slipstream settings used for the races. So we have gone from the weak slipstream back to real. Hopefully that will keep the drivers a little bit more content and a lot more comfortable with that particular setting.
Renegade's making moves to the back.
Speaking of at the back, maybe something's happened there with Bumcrack. He's back in P12.
He might have got shuffled out wide somewhere at the start there. I didn't see anyone fall off, but he is a little bit further back as they go up the straight for the first time. Although holding a nice little lead there, 0.4 of a second over Baker Boy. Brentos is getting his way back into it now as they start to close up down the straight. Slipstream coming into effect there for the front couple runners. Everyone's sort of behaving themselves here, getting the tyres up to speed, not getting too carried away with making aggressive moves.
That is one thing I've
Brentos.
Here we go.
He's just making a move on Baker Boy through turn 2.
A little bit of door banging. That's all fair.
Yeah. He's up there. He's done a good job of that. Breaks late and shallow. Checks Baker Boy up. Boybagum's going to have a sniff here in a minute as well. Oh, he just climbed the curb a bit there, Boybagum, and he's just hindered his exit.
Is that going to come with an invoice? Because it is very easy there at turn 4 to pick up a penalty for the track limits, but it does look like he's got away with it. No invoice in the mail at this stage.
These boys fighting amongst themselves. He's giving Warbo that little bit of a chop out at the moment. He's 1.3 seconds clear. He's starting to be danger signs for the rest of the field here.
These guys having a bit of a ring-a-ding battle as well. It's also going to bring Ebolk and Danico back up into this, sitting in P5, P6 at the moment.
And the woes for Lightning Motorsport continue as Fap's dropped off the track here somewhere on the second lap. He's right off the back of the field. 5.5 seconds to the rear of Daz in 12th.
Yeah, that has gone from bad to worse for Lightning Motorsport here at Interlagos. Green Merlin cars might just be heading back to the transporter a little bit early. One of them will be,
maybe needs to repaint them in the white and green because they seem to look more competitive when they're in the lighter colours.
Walbo's currently got a 1.1 second lead over Brent, who is looking red hot to try and hunt him down. By red hot, I mean he's currently setting purple sector. How are we looking in terms of...
We lost one. Who did we lose? Oh, it's Elbog. Gone off on the inside there through... Oh. I just caught it on the map. I saw the triangle spin around, heard the noise of some spinning tyres, and there he goes. Back underway there with Faf, so Faf's got a bit of a buddy now to try and do the catch-up.
Let's see if we can catch that on our action replay and see what happened. It's there at turn 4. He's on the infield. We've just caught the aftermath, so if I were to hazard a guess, he's probably put it up on the outside ripple strip, which does tend to upset the rear end of the car and put you into the inside barrier. Ask me how I know.
So we can blame Aftermath Adventures for that. He just jumped in the chat just before the spin and said, "Let's go E-Bulk." So yeah, a bit of chat curse there for E-Bulk.
Yeah, that was the chat curse, not the commentator's curse. We had nothing to do with that one.
It wasn't us. Brentos has put the foot down a little bit here, guys. He's creeping up to the back of Warbo now. It's 0.8 of a second. He's getting away from Baker Boy to the tune of 1.2.
And Danico is in P5 having a very solid race at the moment. He's managed to put 1.3 seconds over Dadson. Driver's making move though is Evil Evo. He started the race in P10. He's currently up to P7.
Renegade's gone from 12th, sorry, to 9th in the first 4 laps.
The battle of the fill-in drivers.
Yeah, Hooncock cars. He's actually passed quite a few of the main runners. He's hassling the back of Madrick at the moment. Old sparring partner from last season.
We won't get into a APR tyre and fuel update just yet, but Mr. Gooddock, is there any sort of differential in the drivers and their tyre choices for the first stint here in the race?
Yeah, there is an outlier.
Okay, so
just skipping down the fuel usage now, just seeing if there's anyone that's out at me. Not really at the moment. Fuel looks pretty balanced across the field. Looks like probably Bumcrack's probably the best off out of everybody, but that's only a small amount at this stage of the race.
Brentos currently with the fastest lap of the race, which is a 1:33.379. He's caught right back up to the back of Warbo. There's 3/10 in it. He's taken a second out of him in a lap and a half. He's using the car early, I'll give him that. Is that a polite way of saying the tyres will be screaming for mercy?
Not screaming, but they're just politely emailing him at the moment saying maybe just ease up a little bit, Turbo. But he's definitely trying to up the tempo of the race. They've just started to sort of bring the lap speed up a little bit now. They're in the mid-33s, most of them. Baker Boy's probably the one that's sliding back a little bit in them, doing mid-34s with Boybegum. The lead 2 guys are really put the pedal down now. 33.7 and a 33.3 for Brentos. And then Warbo's just done a 33.9.
So 2 little groups forming up the front. You've got Warbo and Brentos 1, 2. Then in 3 and 4 you've got Baker Boy and Boybegum. Danico did have, I think it was E-Bulk for company earlier on, but E-Bulk's a little off. He's put Nico into a little bit of space, but he's got Dadson within a second of him now. So Dadson's also looking like he's got the foot firmly to the firewall. He started, I think, P8.
It's on the lead again. Warbo's past Brentos. Now Brentos takes the lead again. Brentos is now taking the... Oh, he's just... Oh, car control.
That was worthy of the car control. They're getting all sorts of squirmy out of turn 2.
All right, can he hold on to the lead now? Warbo in the tow.
That also makes you nervous when you're the driver behind them as well. It's like, is he going to bin it and I'm going to run into him, or is he going to hang on to it? Like, what's going to happen in this next split second?
Renegade must have had an off. He's dropped to the back of the field. That's a shame, because he was making some big moves there early. So now Daz has taken the lead of the fill-in cup.
Brentos looking like he's firmly got the bit between his teeth and he wants to bugger off into the distance. He's got half a second over Warbo at the moment. Baker Boy's managed to get a little bit of free air between himself and Boybagum. Pulled that gap out to 1.3.
If anything, Danico's just starting to claw that little gap in again. He's just on a second from the back of Boybagum, but he's been very slowly clawing that in over the last couple of laps. So he's getting that big toe now inside a second.
He's been dropping very consistent laps, all there in the 34s.
Oh, hang on, yellow flag. That's Brentos off in turn 1.
Oh, that's not going well at all.
He's had to try and rejoin. He's on the gravel. Nico on the rejoin. Trying to get it under control. Not much you could have done about that. It was just on the ripple strip. Now Dadson's picking on him as well. They're all ganging up on him down the straight. It's all gone wrong for Brentos. I know how that feels.
One little lapse, one little moment, and everything just unravels. We'll see if we can catch that on our LJ Media Action Replay. Might just get the aftermath of it, I feel. Oh, he's gone wide onto the outside of the track in the braking zone for turn 1, and he's done a bit of a 360 no scope, and oh yes, that is a resafe joinly, in the words of the famous Jimmy Broadbent. That might get looked at by the stewards, maybe not.
It's a tough section of the track to try and rejoin on. I understand where he's at, because if he tries to straight line that exit across the green, he might have got a shortcut penalty for it as well, which would have sucked even more.
It was a fairly nice recovery from the 360.
It was,
though.
yeah.
I mean, well played. He's only put himself down to P6, so I say only because that could have gone a lot worse than what it did. He's only lost 5 seconds. So.
Yeah, only. But again, he's just got to now just dust off early in the race. It's only 8 laps in out of 31. He's going to make a move on Dadson into turn 1. Doesn't quite make it happen. But he's definitely shown Dadson the nose. As the clouds have come in. You mentioned it was nice and sunny in Brisbane. As soon as you said that, it's been nothing but cloud cover.
It's just a knack I have of ruining good things.
He's going to have another look at Dadson. Dadson covering into 4. Evo now is actually getting on the back of these two as they're fighting over what would be 5th position, and it's bringing Madrick into the battle as well, so these guys are all chomping at the bit to get involved. Someone in the background there's just had another little bit of an off. Might have been elbow or bum crack, I'm not sure which one it was.
While we're here on finishing up on lap 8, what do you say we get stuck into an APR tyre and fuel update?
I'll just skip down the field pretty quickly, because your soft tyre runner to let the cat out of the bag was Renegade, and he's had that little incident there where he stopped himself off the back, so it's no longer really a factor. But everybody else is on the medium. Currently, just looking here at the moment, Baker Boy is hurting a bit more than Warbo. Next big one is to Nico and Brentos. And everybody else is pretty even for wear. Fuel usage, just going to quickly scroll down and double check. at the moment. Warbo's in good shape, guys, leading the way. He's probably the best on fuel out of everybody, and he's leading the race. So whatever he's doing, do that.
Roger that. Well, thank you very much for that tyre and fuel update, brought to you by APR Automotive. You are in safe hands. And speaking of safe hands, it is a beautiful battle here for P5 and P6 with Dadson and Brentos still going at it.
Oh. And Evil Evo getting in amongst it as well. Dadson's a wily competitor, been around for a long time in Sector 1. Started right down in Category 2B and found his way now in the top part of the group, and been doing it very well for the last couple of years. Who's that in the background? Madrick is hunting these guys a little bit as well. He's just staying in touch, Madrick. As we saw last season, he's very good at sort of getting the car across a full stint. You don't get the championship win without being good over a full stint, and he's proven that once again. Just the car's coming to him, and looking at his wear rates, and he's a little bit light on fuel compared to everybody around him, but he's not too bad for tyre wear. So keep an eye on Madrick. As the battle for the lead is really starting to hot up here, Baker Boy is now within half a second of Warbo. Just starting to examine that rear bumper as he just drops it. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, that's...
Commentator cursed my own driver. Look at that.
That's got to be particularly painful for you to watch there.
Yeah, he's done the same sort of thing as Brentos rejoined, and Dadson again. He happens to be the guy on the scene as soon as the car goes back on the track. He must be just going, how does this keep happening to me?
Stop crashing, guys. You're getting in my way.
Exactly. Well, all Dadson's done eventually is net lost one position. If Evil Evo can get over him here, basically just push Dadson backwards a little bit though. Every time he catches someone, it's because they're spinning. And just slowing him down.
See if we can catch that one on our action replay.
I feel it was pretty much a carbon copy what happened to Brentos.
Didn't quite get the ripple strip, but Brentos had a much cleaner recovery. He did the full 360, whereas Baker Boy only did the 180. So lots of tyre smoke there. So definitely a very impressive showing.
Those tyres on Baker Boy's car, I'm not very happy with him right now. They're hexagonal. Got a bit of a vibration in the steering I'm hearing through the radio.
Actually, that tyre power sponsorship may be coming in handy very, very soon.
Absolutely, come and see us for all your tyre needs.
Cheeky plug, I love it.
Got to pay the bills.
Dadson still in P6, defending pretty hard against Evil Evo. Knowing the way Evil Evo drives, he's a tenacious bugger, so I think
That's fun.
Dadson's full attention is going to be on that rear view mirror right now.
Yeah, absolutely it is. They're very even on tyre and fuel as well, these two. Here's Evil gets in the back of him. Dadson, can you catch it? Can he catch it? Madrick collects him and straightens him up.
Yep, that was good to see Evil Evo getting right out of it as soon as there was a little bit of a touch.
Yep.
And I can't help but think that Madrick did that intentionally to straighten him up.
I reckon he might have done, to be honest.
I've spent a bit of time on the track with Madrick in the past couple of seasons, and 100% that is something he'd do. He'd see a driver about to absolutely bin it and just be there for him to lean on and straighten the car back up. So
just that carry little tap in the nose there, just to point you back in the right direction. Dadson, you're welcome.
I'm going to overtake you and take your position, but I'm not going to let you die.
Yeah. Good news is too is Dadson got no damage, but Madrick did, so that's fun.
Oh, little bit of work for the Black Rose mechanics to do on the pit stop.
I'm sure these front spoilers aren't that expensive. Now, Brentos here is recovering nicely, guys. He's put the pedal down and he's back into 4th position, and he's just catching the back of Danico and Boybegum now for another shot at this podium. Warbo right now is 3.6 seconds clear of the field, and you know, just having a nice little Sunday drive there at the front. Boybegum looking pretty solid. Bit more fuel usage from that vehicle again though compared to the leader. Dinico looking not bad, and Brentos has used a heap more fuel than the front three guys, so he's obviously used that car in the first stint quite hard to try to get to the lead. Now in that recovery drive, using more fuel again, so he's going to have to pay for that in the pit stop pretty hard, unfortunately.
I think he's going just 100% for track position at this point.
Absolutely.
He's right on the back of the doghouse car of Danico.
Brentos' positioning of that car, especially on this late, like 12 laps in now, the tyres are starting to get a bit tired, and he's positioning that car really well, just filling the mirrors of the doghouse motorsport car in front. Oh, right on the back bumper through the final turn.
It's a terrifying place to be in that particular part of the circuit.
Anyone going to peel in yet? Lap 12? Anyone going to try to do the early stop? Doesn't look like it. Just catching up to Baker Boy at the moment. Still doing those mid-34s. He's been doing the whole race.
Here we go. Brento into turn one on Danico. Sends it down the inside. Can he make it stick?
Move.
Yes, he does. Textbook. Ooh, up on the ripple strip. Ooh. Oh boy. Commentator's curse possibly coming back into play, but very solid move there into turn one. Makes a stick out of the chicane and gets himself back up into P3. So very solid effort so far from Brentos, making up for his earlier 360. Braking zone of turn one, not the place where you want to do it.
Just quietly, Warbo just had an absolute, just horrific last lap at 34.9. Against his, for me that'd be amazing, but against his current pace, that quite slow. Almost probably 2/3 of a second off his running pace. And Boybegum did a 34.5, so half a second faster. Brentos did a 34.1, so almost a second faster.
How's Warbo's tyres looking compared to the guys behind him?
Competitive, same as everybody around him. Brentos is probably the worst off, and Baker Boy with that big spin. Those two guys have obviously put some straight edges on their tyres.
Just had Madrick's Black Rose teammate Rudsy in the chat with the comment of, I doubt he'd push him across the line though.
Yeah, well, no.
Lovely reference to last season where Madrick had the opportunity, shall we say, to push somebody who'd run out of fuel across the line and
turn one, does it again, round the outside, too deep though, it's not worked for him. He tried it, he tried to do the outside run into turn one, and it just like, nah, sorry, not on lap 14, sir. These tyres like, nah, we're not doing that. Let's just don't get too carried away.
You don't have that much grip there, mate. Calm down.
I reckon that might have raised the eyebrow from Boybegum in the Black Rose car though. Just, what's this guy doing?
Was that intentional or?
Yeah, he made the run. He was gaining on him down the straight. He went to the outside, but the car's just like, nah, sorry, mate. Stalking great battle for 6th position, you guys. Madrick, Dadson, Evil Evo, Faf's getting back into it. Looks like Evolk is just getting on the back of this pack as well.
This is a spicy little number here for 6, 7, and 8, and 9. And you're right, Ebolt could be back into this as well, making a 5-car battle.
Oh, big sight from Warbo in the final turn there. He's going to have to pit soon. He's starting to have issues with his tyres.
That rubber's starting to look a little bit second-hand.
So he's going around again though. This front straight is one that just teases you a little bit. Brentos is in. He needs to go. He's fuel compromised.
Alright, so he didn't have much of a choice in the matter. He was absolutely ragging on that Porsche. Well, here we go, going into turn one. Is that Evil Evo going to make a move here? Sends it up the inside of Madrick. Can he get it done? Covers the line off. Thank you very much.
Nice job.
Solid drive from the doghouse driver here tonight. He's started P10 from memory, so very, very solid first stint.
Madigan was pretty kind with him there. I saw him check it up on the outside. He didn't try to turn in too early. He sort of went, well, he's already down the inside. I don't think I'm going to be able to get across. And we'll go again. It's a long stop for Brentos. He's still in the pits. Just coming out now. Full tank of juice. 4 new medium tyres. Only car behind him in the track is Renegade, who has already pitted as well. These 3 guys here battling for second position are really starting to let Warb off the hook. He's now at 4.8 seconds, where they were catching him up for a while there, but they're in the mid-35s now, these guys. This Baker boy's now in the battle as well.
Warbo's just dipped into the 35s in his previous lap. Did a 35.3. What is he at this lap? 35.1. Whereas you've got Boy Bagum just did a 36.2. So yeah, this battle for second, third, kind of doing them more harm than good, to be honest.
Yeah. Everybody's slowing up a little bit now in general, but this battling is really starting to pull the field back away from the leader. As this is a good little battle starting to form in the back half of the pack. So from Dadson back, 5th position effectively at the moment. As Dadson just improves his first sector time, go figure. Some of these guys further back just seem to be jumping out at me.
Took him 16 laps, but I think he might finally have a handle on the medium compound tyres around here.
Just looking at the fuel numbers for these guys, Boybegum's in good shape for fuel now. He's done a good save. As Dad said, Warbo's not even on the fuel light yet, guys. Just putting that out there. Everybody else is on the light or already pitted, and Warbo's still not even on the fuel light. And he's now 4.7 seconds clear of the field.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please contact Warbo for all your fuel-saving needs here at Interlagos.
I know how he's doing. He's not battling with anybody.
Well, yeah, there's also that, but it's commendable that he's managing to do that while sitting in clear air.
So 12 in the tanker for Warbo as he pulls in. Boybegum and the boys are coming in now with 7, 4. Oh boy.
That's a second and a half to 2 seconds over the guys behind him. Just your pit stop time. That's fairly ominous for them at this point. It's a fair whack of transit time here at Interlagos.
So 17 laps in, he's over halfway through, so you know, he might not even need to fully brim it. He probably will, but just to flex on everybody.
He's got the safety. Definitely got a safety buffer in hand.
Where is...
Oh, he goes out, 82%. There we go. He knows exactly what he needs.
Yeah, right. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that later in the race, because...
Boy Bagum's gone out
get a fuel save.
93. Danico's brimmed it. Baker Boy's brimmed it.
I would have brimmed it. Brentos is currently 5th in the road with the guys slow out of pit exit, so he might grab a couple more down the straight here. He's just about to pass Danico.
Picks himself up 3rd on the road.
He's already a lap into his tyres as well, so it's going to be an interesting battle towards the end of the race. Warbo's now to 9.1 seconds. But, question mark on fuel. Has he got his numbers right? Is he going to be able to fuel save the whole way home?
He's going to be more than likely locked into driving to a number, whereas the guys behind him, like Boy Bagum, Danico, have a completely full tank of fuel, are just going to be proverbial to the wall, foot to the floor, send it, and see what happens. And that,
so
the tyre advantage for Brentos at the moment, he's got a lap worth of heat in those mediums, whereas everyone else is on dead cold tyres. And from what I've understood with this new update, it does take the tyres a little bit longer than previously to get some temperature into them. So that could really serve him well in the first 3 or 4 laps of the stint, but may come back to bite him in terms of the extra wear later in the stint. So I guess it depends as to whether drivers like Danico and Baker Boy can make up some ground and stick with him, and take advantage of that tyre advantage at the end of the stint.
So this little battle between Dads and Evil Evo and Ebulk has reignited again after the stop. They've all come out together. They have edged slightly closer to Baker Boy as well now. They're 3.6 off the back of him.
We got Faf just off into the distance behind Ebulk as well. If these three don't play nice, these three don't play nice, Faf is definitely going to be back in there with them.
If he's smart, he'll just bring the car in slower, because he's brimmed it. He's all the way to the top, so he can push to the end. Whereas you've got Ebulk's a bit lighter on fuel, and Datsun and Evo are a bit in between the pair. So Faf is definitely the best on fuel out of all 4 of them. If these guys start to battle, he'll close up to them without much of trouble, and then he'll be able to push harder. He might grab a couple of positions here. Boybekim's just dropped Brentos by 2 seconds in that lap. So he's setting off after Warbo. He'd be sitting in the car right now going, this doesn't make sense. How did he pull 5 seconds on me in the pit stop? He must have short field. Surely he's short field. Let's go after him.
Boybegum is quite the confident driver in terms of his strategy and his numbers. Probably taking the educated guess that, right, Warbo had X amount of time as a lead on me when we went in. He now has Y amount of time of a lead on me, therefore he's put Z amount of fuel in the car. I can just go hammer and tong and see if I can catch him. He's already taken half a second out of him, so he's off to a good start.
For third. Top up.
As Boybegum goes purple. Danico wants around the outside at turn 4. Ambitious.
Brentos has started the covering manoeuvres already 19 laps into the race. It's probably a tad early for that, but he's starting to make some moves. Danico trying to go right around the outside of him here. That doesn't normally work. He gets it done. What a move.
Wow.
What a move.
Oh, hang on. No,
gets the inside again.
Covers off that inside line.
What a great position change there. Great driving from both those guys there, because Brentos could have made that much harder for him than he did.
So it's just
a boy now, just been a watching brief on this at the moment.
Just occurred to me that the 2 drivers who both went off in the braking zone at turn 1 are currently nose to tail on track.
Yes.
So definitely worth keeping an eye on these guys as they come in down the main straight towards turn 1.
Okay, so Warbo crosses the line with the 35 flat, and Boybegum does a 33.8.
Wow.
It's on, guys. I think this is on. He's going after him. He's just checked out from the guys behind him. He's 4 seconds clear of Danico now.
Just
does he have enough laps to
that both Brentos and Baker Boy successfully made it through turn 1.
Good.
As Boybegum's gone purple again through the first sector, he's nipping at the heels of Brentos' fastest lap, which is currently a 1:33.3.
Baker Boy just snuck the nose in there in turn 4 and had a little bit of... just backed out of it, because it's not really what you want to try and do. But Brentos is in trouble here. Maybe he's pulled the trigger too early for the stop. As Baker Boy tries to get down the inside into the big braking zone, they come together a little bit, and he gets it through. Yeah, is that going to light Brentos up a bit? I reckon he's screaming on the radio at his team. So,
not sure if he'll be 100% happy about that move, but nothing really untoward about it. Just forceful.
We'll say forceful.
Firm. Assertive.
Yep.
Assertive. That's the word.
Assertive's the one we need. Yep. Okay, Wardo does a 34.8. Boybegum now coming down the straight. He's going to go fast again. Just a 34 flat. So what have we got? 6 seconds, nearly 7 seconds. 10 laps to do it. At this pace, he will catch him if they stay the same.
So catching him's one thing. Overtaking, as
Absolutely.
always, is a completely different kettle of fish. But there are multiple opportunities. Oh, he's 1.5 tenths purple through that first sector.
Yeah. Sawarbo was nearly 2 tenths red through the first sector. And Boy becomes punching out purple sectors for sector 1.
Okay,
And
so
he's just walking away from the guys behind him.
Danico's got some breathing space after that little ring-a-ding between Baker Boy and Brentos. Baker Boy has checked out from Brentos to the tune of 1.3 seconds.
I feel like Brentos is in danger of drifting back to Dadson and that here. They're closing in 1.3 second, 1.2. This might not be over Brentos here. He might be in a little bit of try and get the car home mode here, where the guys behind him are hungry.
Definitely looking like Dadson and Evil Evo still joined at the hip, as they have been for a fair amount of this race. And then there's Faf lurking just there in the back as well. He's caught back up. He's within a second of Evil Evo.
Boy began purple through sector 2 guys. As Warbo is about to cross the line again, does another mid 34. Boy became here on track to go purple. Not quite, does a 35. He is flying at the moment in the back half of this race. He's down to 5 seconds for the lead. So he pulled almost a full second on Warbo in that lap alone. 0.9 of a second.
He's gotten four seconds off that gap since the pit stop, which was, what, lap 16?
He's purple again through the first sector.
But Danico is looking very, very solid here for P3. He's got that gap up to 2 seconds over Baker Boy, who's nearly 2 seconds up on Brentos, who's still sitting around 1.2 seconds in front of Evil Evo, who has managed to get his way past Dadson. So you look at those lap times. Evil Evo did a 33.9, Dadson did a 34.3, so might have just gotten a better exit on him onto the main straight. Got the work done there.
They're both catching Brentos though, now 1 second clear of these guys. He's starting to part of the race. Keep an eye on this one. Back to the lead watch here, says Warbo just going up the front straight. The gap's now 5.2 seconds. This will be 8 laps to go.
It's doable. It's hard work, but it's certainly doable.
He's got to keep the pace difference up. So it's a 34.1, so Warbo starting to respond here. And Boy Beckham did a 33.4 again, so another quick lap.
He's consistently knocking on the door of the fastest lap. So Boy Begum's last laps since the pit stop has been a 34.5, 33.8, 34 flat, 33.5, 33.4.
Baker Boy just did his fastest lap of the race with a 33.5. So he might be just starting to each up now to go after Danico, maybe to sneak on the podium. Get one up on the Bob Jane teammates, boys.
Oh, here we go. Bob Jane versus
Look at
Tyre
this,
Power.
though.
One-on-one,
Look
right on
at
track.
this. Position 5, Brentos.
Oh,
He's been caught by this train. He's in a world of pain now. These guys are going to pick on him something fierce in a minute.
Oh, this is going to get very, very spicy.
Yep, this could go from bad to worse for Brentos, and it's just that 1 lap difference in tyre. He's overcooked the car trying to chase the leader down, and now he's just trying to get the car home. But you've got a hungry pack of cars with much better tyres on them right behind him.
Danger signs for Hooncourt car. It's got a mirror full of angry doghouse driver.
Okay, Warbo passed the line again. Did a 34.3, Boybegum.
Let's actually jump on board with
33.6.
We'll get a look at it from his point of view. He's tucked right underneath the wing of Brentos down the straight. Brentos hugging that inside pit lane wall, going defensive.
Is he going to try it around the yellow
Ooh,
flag?
yellow
Who's
flag.
off? Oh, it's Boybegum! He's dropped it! He's dropped it in turn 1!
Oh no!
Oh no!
That's disaster.
Oh, that's horrible.
That is absolute
Count yourself
disaster.
lucky there. And Evil Evo just got absolutely dunked by it because he's got a 3-second penalty for passing under yellows.
Oh, wow.
He jumped Brentos just as the yellow flag came out. As Boybegum was going backwards into this pack, this is not a place he wants to be. As Brentos tries to cover off, Evil Evo is the one that's getting hurt really badly. That penalty's going to sting up the front straight. And this is letting Warbo off the hook massively. Now 10 seconds clear, he can put it in coast mode. He's home and hosed.
Oh, wow. Free kick Warbo. If you don't mind. Oh, there's going to be
that's a shame.
Going to be some very interesting post-race debriefing going down. Let's see if we can just catch that on our live action replay of what happened to Boy Bagum. Oh, just coming out of turn 2, he's put it up on the ripple strips and just spun it around 90 degrees to the right.
Yeah.
So not a huge accident,
though, isn't it?
Not a huge accident, but definitely suboptimal.
Evil Evo's just hit the anchors. That's going to hurt. He's out of the way now. That's him out of the way. Everyone goes after Brentos again. Evil Evo dropped 6 spots.
Yeah, look.
As Datsun now being bullied by Faf and Evolk now into turn 1.
I think it's for the best that we can't tap into the Doghouse team radio, because I don't think much of that would be fit for
look, I'm going to say
at this point.
It's a shit penalty. 3 seconds is a shit penalty for that.
Absolutely.
Not his fault, you know. It's not his fault the yellow flags are out of heat. They weren't even involved in it. And he's already pretty much committed to making that pass. And it's a 3 second penalty. That's crazy big. Which, you know, as everybody knows in this game, a 3 second penalty in the front straight of Interlagos is like a 10 second penalty.
I think the track marshals might have gotten that one wrong, but unfortunately there is nothing we can do to override that.
He's already back onto the back of Brentos though, so recovery drive is on for him. He could still snag maybe P4. Baker Boy might be a stretch for him 6 seconds down the road.
I think I just saw the stranger running down pit lane with a yellow flag. I don't want to know where that flag's going to get lodged, but you can probably have a guess. So if I was a certain track marshal, I'd be packing my bags and doing a runner in the interests of your own personal health and safety. Yes.
His battle now is for 4th by the looks of it. As Brentos is still holding on, but he's got a angry pack of cars right behind him here.
Imagine how terrifying it would be looking in your rear vision mirror and just seeing all of those bright red LED lights looking very angry behind you.
Why are they red? I've got a question.
I don't know, but I also have a question for you. On your car, why is one mirror red and one mirror green?
They're not. That's so you know what side of the car it is.
Is that like off a nautical thing, like port and starboard?
Yeah.
Ah.
It's just a ring. It's just a ring band around the back half of the mirror.
Yes. That's what it.
Oh, hang on. Oh, that was a big one there. Faf, Dats, and E-Bulk all basically stopped. Something big just happened.
We'll punch that into our replay and see if we can have a little bit of a looky. We'll focus in on Faf. Just see what went down there.
Looks like Dadson dropped it in the background. Just saw on the second screen.
Oh yeah, Dadson with a massive slide into turn 6. Just getting all sorts of crossed up. No big disaster, but definitely threw a bit of a spanner in the works.
Just going to scroll up and down to see if anybody's in any danger. Looks like they've all overfilled massively. Because Warbo was the one I was concerned about fuel, and he's still got a quarter of a tank in the vehicle for 4 laps of racing. He should be able to get home alright on that. To Nico and Baker Boy are fairly similar. If anything, Danico's hurt the tyre a little bit more, but not by a lot. So that could be an interesting race in the last couple of laps between those two. It's 1.6 seconds the gap now. So Baker Boys starting to just claw that back in a little bit. But the big battle here is for fourth. Brentos is still backing these guys up. So I'll tell you what, he's done a pretty good job to cover us off and sort of stay in fourth position, because that would be very tough.
Apologies, viewers, for that slight interruption in the broadcast. The software we were using decided to have a little bit of a lock-up moment, so I had to get the hammer out, give it a bit of a tap, but everything is working as it should be again.
Who have I lost?
Yellow flag.
Danico's dropped it, final turn. He's just getting underway now. This is going to drop you off the podium. Brentos is closing quickly. This battle's just got a whole lot more spicy. This battle is now for third position.
Stakes have been raised.
Danico. That's put Baker Boy in clean air for seconds. I won't say anything more on the matter.
I haven't seen what happened to Danico, but I can
Look
take a wild guess. And in the background there we've got Faf around the outside.
Danico's just topped it. He's out again. Oh, it's gone from bad to worse. 9th, 10th position. It's all gone the wrong way up.
Free kick Brentos.
Boybegum is slowing on the back straight. This is a redress, guys. This is exactly what this is. Boybegum. He's put his hand up saying I did something wrong there, and he's let Danico go back past. So that's two races that have completely imploded in one.
Fair play, Boybegum. Well done.
Tell you what, this is just giving Brentos another free kick back onto the podium. As Ebolk now is the one chasing Brentos. Ebolk, the guy that was spun in the first lap, off the back of the grid, is now fourth and closing for a podium.
Oh, I reckon
Can the fairy tale land for it?
He's probably sitting there in the car at this point just thinking, this is great, but how the hell has this just happened?
He's catching Brentos really quickly too. Brentos is struggling to get back home. So Ebolk here, if he plays his cards right,
Brentos
he should be able to do this
crossed
quite
up.
easily, run into one.
Can he get the good exit going up the hill onto the main straight? Got to be tucked under that rear wang.
Where's Dadson here at the moment? Dadson's looking pretty racy too now in 5th position. He's not that far behind these two. He might sniff a podium.
Quiet mention, Faf P6.
Yep, he's still doing it. Brentos covers into one. Ebolk right on the back bumper through the second half of the chicane. As they go really wide, Ebolk careful for the penalty there.
Don't want to get a track cut there of all places.
Not now.
No, lap 29.
As he does a look down the straight, shows the nose.
Background as well. Dadson's got Faf all over him as well.
This is going to end up being a really spicy battle for third position. You can see Dadson and Faf are closing. This could have all marks of the 6 cars going for one position at the end of the race. As Ebolk has a look. Brentos again with that car positioning, just puts it on the apex and parks it there so they can't get rid of it again. Look at that. You can be as fast as you want, but if the guy in front of you is covering like that, you're never going to get through.
Just putting that car in all of the right places. So, hang on, Ebolk.
Oh, here we go, he's got him.
As we say that he was putting it in all the right places, he puts it in the wrong place once, and that's all the opportunity Ebolk needs.
Needed to happen. Now, Ebolk's got to just run like the wind now, because Dadson is hunting, Faf is hunting, as Brentos has another look in the final corner. He's going to get the slipstream up the straight as well.
Ebolk currently occupying 3rd position, but behind him he's got Brentos, Dadson, Faf, Evil Evo. That's a red-hot chase pack.
See, Madrick's lap 30 now, Madrick's 8th. Let's just see what that looks like in another 2 laps' time.
So, quick check back up the front. Warbo, 11 seconds to the good.
Faf's gone, he's lost it!
Oh no, let's see if we can catch that on our replay, see what happens there real quick.
I don't know if there was contact, I just saw him spin in the background.
It comes into turn 1, turn 2, Oh, it looks like he just got it a little bit sideways, coming rather shallow out of turn 2. I don't think there was any contact.
Well, it's +1 for Madrick, now 7th, as they're all packing up behind E-Bulk.
So Baker Boy's got 11 seconds up to Warbo, and he's got 10 seconds in front of this spicy pack in P3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Oh boy.
Alright, about to go around for the white flag. 1 to go for the guy. As E-Bulk's just starting to edge out from these guys, he might be getting a big goal. Hang on, Brentos is gone.
That's caused chaos.
Dadson's on the inside.
Oh wow, that's nearly caused a couple of other guys to absolutely bin it. But
Evo's got Dadson. Now there comes Madrick. Can he get him as well? He's got the overspeed. Tries to go around the outside, down the front straight.
Don't get up on that ripple strip under brakes. Oh,
Dadson's
Danico.
overcooked it. He's got it too deep.
Danico and Dadson came together.
He took Evo as well. Madrick's now 4th. I said it a lap ago. Keep an eye on Madrick, 8th position. He's now 4th.
Speaking of drivers who are probably sitting there wondering what the hell just happened, I reckon Madrick is now on that list.
Yeah, absolutely. Dadson now is 10th. Boybegum and Bumcracker down there with him. That's all gone pear-shaped for Dadson. It's just been a night of what could have happened to everybody. Brentos as well was sitting pretty for most of the back half of the race. Drops it with a lap to go.
But got to give a little bit of TV time. He hasn't had much in the later stages of this race as he comes around the final corner for the final time up onto the main straight. He's driven basically what could be an absolutely perfect race tonight for Scuderia Veloce. Your race winner tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Warbo. Very, very happy with the flash of the lights. Didn't put a foot wrong. Baker Boy with his 360 into turn 1 early on in the race. Probably did see a P2 happening, but he'll be very happy to take it, I imagine. As would E-Bulk, who dropped it. Was it lap 1?
Lap 2.
Lap 2.
Yep.
Close enough.
He's stoked. Look at him. And look at Madrick.
Madrick's just
P4.
in shock, I think, at this point. Got Danico
recovers to
P5.
5th.
Brentos P6. Faf bringing home a P7. Evil Evo with a bit of an up and down night, P8. Boy Bagum, P9. Bumcrack, P10. Dadson, P11. And then we've got the battle of the fill-in drivers here.
This is actually... Dad's actually closing in on Renegade here, because Renegade's deep trouble for fuel and tyres. On the side, he's starting to struggle, as Dad's isn't quite going to get to him, I don't think, but it would have been one more lap, I think, at these two, and it would have...
That's right, Renegade
job,
was
guys.
on the all-soft strategy, so yeah, well done guys.
Yeah.
Circulating tonight for team points. Renegade 12th and Daz in 13th. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Category 1B Interlagos. Run and done.
Well, Category 1A has some big shoes to fill after that.
Yes, indeed. With that kind of action, Category 1A, you guys are up, because big shoes to fill. As we will have a quick recap of those race results, which I'm pretty sure were not what you would have expected with about 2 laps to go in that race. Alright, thanks to Adelaide Ceramic Coatings. Your race winner tonight for Scuderia Veloce, Warbo. Baker Boy for Blacklight Motorsport picking up a P2, which I think both he and you would be very happy with those results there, good doc.
Absolutely.
We've got E-Bulk for Thunder Motorsports in 3rd. Madrick with Black Rose in 4th. Danico for Doghouse in 5th. Brentos with Hooncorp in 6th, with the fastest lap that held on from that first stint with a 1:33.379, so he picks up an extra point. little bit of a consolation prize, I guess. Faf for Lightning Motorsport in 7th, Evil Evo for Doghouse in 8th. And we've got Boy Bagum for Black Rose in 9th, Mr. Bumcrack for Kraken Esports in 10th, Dadson for Dadson Racing in P11, and Renegade for Hooncorp in P12, and Daz for Scuderia Veloce in P13. Rightio. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, driver of the day. Now, I've got a feeling there's going to be a very, very mixed bag tonight in terms of driver of the day, because there's a lot of worthy nominations, I think, tonight. What are your thoughts, Mr. Good Doc? Who are you thinking?
Well, looking at the chat, the majority is saying E-Bulk, and I'm going to tend to agree. Had that rough start with the spin and contact, and then recovered nicely just to pick up the pieces when everyone sort of tripped over at the end. To get himself on the podium is a really good result. But also shout out to Madrick as well, same sort of thing, just not quite as high up. He was sitting in 8th with a couple of laps to go and finished as 4th. That's a really good result, and you've got to be happy with that. And I think Warbo would have been in a bit of trouble if a couple of these guys had tripped over, would have been able to catch him. I think he was in coast mode for the second half of the race there. Probably fueled it a little bit light. So he probably got let off the hook a little bit tonight with that 10-second win. But fantastic racing to see. Don't particularly want to be in the steward's office this week, though. I think there might be a couple of he said, she said going on, I think, very shortly.
Look, I think it's probably best we just all leave that to the stewards, let them do their job. Obviously, we don't want to give them too much work to do, but if you need to report an incident, so be it. Get it done and just let it go from there. Let the officials do their work, and I will stop rambling. Well, I'm going to have to agree with the majority, I think, tonight. E-Bulk definitely for mine for that driver of the day. Boy Bagum was looking like a likely contender if he'd managed to chase down Warbo, but unfortunately not to be, and probably not the result he want, especially after the last round. But this is why we have the drop rounds. One round, one of the standard rounds can be dropped, your worst result. And we also have the Joker rounds as well for the Joker card for the double points. So there is always the opportunity to drop your worst result and pick up a double point round as well. So definitely many chances. We're only round 2, so many chances to go in the season to get yourself back into contention for the title. Rightio, that is us run and done for that one. So thank you very much, Mr. Good Doc. It's a pleasure as always having you in the comms box.
Thanks very much for having me, mate. Thanks for the chat, been really good. Getting amongst it tonight, so keep that up for Category 1A. I will leave you boys to it, but appreciate being back in the box. Cheers, guys.
Pleasure to have you. We shall have a short intermission just so I can get myself some fresh drinks here in the comms box. And also give you all at home an opportunity to grab some snacks or drinks, toilet break, etc. And then we will be right back with Category 1A. If you thought 1B was exciting, hopefully 1A is strapped up and ready to deliver tonight here. So don't go too far, we will be back very shortly. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here in the comms box at Interlagos, ready to bring you a qualifying for Category 1A, brought to you by APR Automotive. Now, thank you very much to the good doc for being the host of Cat 1B. Our host tonight for Category 1A is none other than a long-term Lightning Motorsport driver and a fierce competitor in Cat 2A. I present to you the one, the only, Laminator. How are we this evening?
Apologise in advance if there's any sneezes or coughs. There was a little situation at work earlier today, and I may have gotten some capsicum spray.
I'm sorry, what?
There was a situation at work, and something got deployed from my co-workers.
Right.
I copped some secondary exposure.
Right, got some of the spicy cologne. Nice.
Some of the tactical Tabasco.
Yes, we've got that. We've got it all happening here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I would like to show you the graphics for the Category 1A points, but I'm a little hesitant to because I think there's been a slight glitch in the spreadsheet that was used for it, because some of the driver names and the usernames don't quite match up. So I'm just going to have to wing it, because I'm going to be going from people's real names to their usernames. So if I get any of them wrong, I apologize in advance, but just blame the graphics guy. So currently leading the Category 1A points is Geesh for CP Motorsports on 30 points. Second place, we've got a GTR for Blacklight Motorsports, nipping at his heels in 29 points. And in third place, we've got Mountain Goat for Zero Turn on 25. We've got Nif for CP Motorsports on 24. Kiwi Matt for Brocchio 5 Sim Racing in 5th on 22 points. We've got Captain Penalty, aka Captain Muffin, for Zero Turn on 21 points. Dale Teeks for Kraken Esports on 19 points. And then my boy Lenosis for APR Motorsports in 8th on 18 points. And 9th, we've got Slappers for Dadson Racing on 17 points. And then 10th, we've got my other boy Ricky Bobby for APR on 16. And we've got Heafy for Good Mates Racing in 11th on 15 points. His former TO, Artsy, for Thunder Motorsport in 12th, 13 points. I can't put the username to the real name, but we've got Good Mates Racing. I'm sorry about that. 13th on 6 points, and unfortunately sitting dead last in the points at the moment due to, well, not racing in the first round, is Barocchi himself for Brocchio 5 Sim Racing. But I have been informed that he is on the grid tonight, and he's also playing his Joker card here at Interlagos. So that will be very interesting to see how he can give himself a decent result tonight. Now, speaking of decent results, how have things been looking in practice, Laminator? Who's been looking hot? Who's been looking not?
It's been a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. Although the practice starts have been something to squint at a little bit harder. A few people have turned around, or been turned around, or lost traction, or whatever, and found themselves the wrong way at turn 1. Other than that, straight out of the box was Brocchio 5. He was pretty good on the first restart, on the first start. Other than that, the usual players are just going to be doing their job tonight. I can tell you that.
Rightio. So as per round 1, Interlagos ones to watch probably be Geesh, GDR, Goat, Brocchi thrown in as a wild card, and I'm going to throw my money down for Nif being definitely up there in the faster guys tonight. But let's not discount Captain Alternate Strategy, aka Mr. Muffin from Zero Turn, because he loves a good alternate strat. So Either way, let's push that big green Lightning Motorsport button and get qualifying underway. What do you say?
It's not a green button tonight. It is a spicy orange button, just like my inhaling tract at the moment.
You've painted that button orange. You've made me very happy.
Oh no, Rocky's doing a B. Hang on, no, he's left for some reason.
Okay, so the car has gone back in the trailer. Rightio. So you guys and girls are just gonna have to listen to me waffle on for a few minutes. Unfortunately.
Yeah, just talk amongst yourselves.
Oh dear. Right, ladies and gentlemen, give me your top qualifier prediction, based entirely off no information whatsoever. Who do you think's gonna stick it on pole? Actually, let's make it even better. What is the fastest qualifying time? Just to the first tenth of a second. So we're going to see a 31.1. Are we going to see a 30.8? Chuck it in the chat. Where do you think that qualifying time's going to be? What about you, Laminator? Any thoughts?
Honestly, I haven't seen the qualifying time. I never got to actually look at it when I've been watching the lobby. I've been too busy focused on making sure that the lobby is correct.
Yeah, can't really fault that. I'm perfectly happy to hear that. It's always better to get the settings correct than to not. And trust me, as having been race director for these Cat 1A guys many a time, if you don't have the settings right, they'll let you know about it pretty quickly.
Yeah, you know about it.
Yeah. I mean, they're very polite about it, but yeah, you know very quickly.
Yeah, that was the same as Brocky did inform me that the time of day is now late morning instead of afternoon. The screenshot I had was for afternoon, and no, he informed me that it's now morning. So I've changed it to morning, and Artsy has just decided to take the exit stage left just before Brocky came in.
Right, okay, so we got one driver out, one driver back, and then another one back out. Okay, we're playing musical cars.
It's the Porsche Brazilian hokey pokey.
Amy, pleasure to have you again here in the chat tonight, Amy. What do we win if we get it right? You get an elephant stamp or a gold star. Your choice. Actually, no, you really just get internet points. That's pretty much the prize. You get internet points.
Yeah, sometimes that's more valuable.
Yes, you get bragging rights.
Everybody loves to brag, right?
Right, so we've got Brocky back on the grid. Well, if he's going to go out and swap cars in the transporter, I'm allowed to call him whatever I like, and I'm sticking to that. Now, we've just got to wait for the Thunder team owner to get himself back onto the grid, and we can kick this qualifying in the guts.
So he had to reset, apparently.
Oh,
must be clearing some data.
I love technology when it works. It's amazing.
Yeah, but technology's always been like that. When it's work, it's bloody fantastic, and when it doesn't, it's a bloody headache. It's the worst thing ever.
Right. We're always waiting on that one person.
Yeah, well, while we're doing that, I'm just on track at the moment. Just looking at Brocky, he's currently top of the timesheets in the practice session, dropping a 130.448.
I'm sorry, what?
130.448. And he's nigh on 0.4 of a second clear of Goaty.
Now,
Goaty's the next.
From the top of my
Goaty's
head,
the next at 130.8.
The qualifying time in Cat 1B was about 0.8 of a second slower, 0.7 of a second slower than. Holy. Right, we're going to see some quick times here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So,
yes.
Buckle up. Amy, you might want to review that lap time based that information. She has put her vote in for 1 minute 32. We have just seen Brocky drop a 130.4, so you might want to revisit that guess.
Yeah, because certainly after looking at this, my brain and my eyes have had a little chat between each other, and it's a little bit concerning because Brocky is currently 130.448 as mentioned, 4/10 clear of Mountain Goat 130.8, and then everybody else 131 or worse.
Say worse like that's a terrible lap time.
Oh, well, it's relative, isn't it? I mean, if you're a Cat 1A and you look at that, it might be slightly demoralising.
I'm finding it a little bit demoralising looking at those times and realising that I'm absolutely nowhere near it. Right, we have a Thunder Motorsports team owner back on the grid. So what do you say we kick her in the guts, Bazza, and get this
Well, let's do that.
qualifying session underway?
Well, I know Mountain Goat was about to complete a lap, but sorry, Goaty.
Yeah, too bad, so sad. Rightio. Anyone else for predictions for fastest lap? Throw them in the chat. As our qualifying is about to get underway.
I'm going to say probably a 130.3, and I would say it's no surprise that it will probably be from Brocky.
All the drivers exiting pit lane. Now remembering that Slipstream is switched off for qualifying, so there is no benefit to being right up behind a driver in front of them. But hopefully that encourages these guys to just spread out a bit, find a little bit of their own space. I sincerely hope so, but these guys competitive to a fault. As I'm just trying to get ourselves up the front. So first out on track for Zero Turn Motorsport is the Kid, aka Mountain Goat. Closely followed by his teammate, Captain Penalty. And we've got Heafy for GMR in his first season as a team owner. Didn't have a great start in round one, so probably safe to say that he is going to be out for some retribution on that result tonight. We've got the glorious pink wheels of Luscious Lanosis APR in the Total Energy sponsored livery this season. I swear, one season we go corporate style, and then the next season it's back to the very flamboyant Obsession Motorsport roots. Kind of like the change up. But that's enough bias from me. We've got Artsy for Thunder Motorsports, the team owner. Speaking of team owners, there'll be a bit of a battle between them tonight as we've got Rocky in the BSR car, looking very Miami Vice, Miami Martini, one could say. And he's got his teammate, a very solid acquisition over the off-season in the form of Kiwi Matt. Got Slappers in the gorgeous gold and black Bacchus Brewery sponsored Dadson Racing car. Got our championship leader for CP Motorsports in the form of Ajish. Keen to see how he's managed to adapt to the new driving physics in the update a few days ago. Don't think I've heard him say something nice about it yet, but we will see how his race goes tonight, and I'll get some more feedback from him a bit later, I think. Tucked right up behind him is his teammate Niff. One of the fastest controller users I know.
100%. The man is an absolute beast with finger paddles.
It still boggles my mind that someone is doing these kind of times. Like the Zero Turn team owner, Diswood, was exactly the same. Just causing my brain to implode with how fast they were on a controller.
But he's not just fast. He is fast as the tyres wear down. He consistently maintains that pace, which is quite astounding, especially from a controller user.
Sorry, getting back to it. GTR for Blacklight, my boy Ricky Bobby with the purple wheels this season. We've got Sways Racing for Good Mates Racing this season. And finally out on track is Dale Teeks for Kraken Esports, as Brocky has dropped the fastest time so far of a 1:30.6, which is just up on Jish's 1:30.7. Already we're in the mid-30s for lap times, which is only going to get quicker as that fuel tank level drops.
And they bolt tyres on, so there is the possibility we could be knocking on a 29 tonight.
Oh, don't do that to me.
I said possibility. I didn't say it was going to happen.
Mildly terrifying.
Yes.
So we've got two BSR cars running line astern, as well as the two CP cars running line astern. Maybe they haven't got the memo that Slipstream is switched off for qualifying, but
I was
maybe
going to mention that.
Maybe it's a psychological thing. It's like a placebo effect.
Could be. Goaty straight in for tyres along with Artsy. Okay.
Yep, get it. Same with the two CP cars. They've decided to pull the pin. GDR goes around again. What can he drop? It does a 1:30.8. So he maintains his position here in P4. Kiwi Matt currently in P5 with a 1:31.1. He's 1/1000th of a second up on Nif, who's currently in the pits in P6 at the moment.
Dale Teeks about to cross the line, yet to set a time, and now he does. Takes it to a 1:31.616.
That puts him up into P9. 5/1000ths of a second behind Heathy in P8. It's very, very close in that mid-pack. Sway's currently P10, Ricky Bobby P11. Now something we haven't seen a whole lot in this season, seasons past, is currently Captain Muffin, P13.
Now what's interesting is Brocky's just gone purple, just come into the last corner by 1/10 of a second. Now whether he parks it or goes for tyres is yet to be seen.
I reckon
I think he's going to go for tyres. Yeah.
Knows he can do it, but needs fresh rubber, needs the time, because we are 6.5 minutes into qualifying, so if you're ever going to do it. Got Jeesh and his teammate on their outlap. And his teammate, he has a name, Carbon Boy, his name is Nif. He's currently sitting at P6 on the grid. So he might just jump on board with Nif, I think. We've got a great view of the inside and the outside of the CP Motorsports Porsche, aka the Super Beetle. Come down into turn 1, aka Esto Senna, out of Curva do Sol. Ooh, he's got a penalty. He's been a bit naughty through that first section. Down the Reta Aposta, trying not to do the accent. T4 and 5, which is known as Tecida do Lago. Getting all sorts of crossed up, and yep, that's not gone well at all. So combined with that penalty, I think that's just written that lap off for Nif, so might have put the commentator's curse on him. If that's the case, my sincere apologies. Jump back on with Jeesh, just going around Kiwi Matt, getting out of the way. Kiwi Matt is on an outlap at this point, he is. Very considerate of him. As Jeesh is 3/10 purple at this stage. As he's come out of the final corner up onto the main straight, what can he do? He looks like he's gotten a fairly decent exit. hugging that inside line at Interlagos, just tempting the pit lane. 130.346, bangs it onto pole if you don't mind.
Well, I did say 130.3 would be possible, and Cheese has just proven that right, but does Brocky have an answer for it, though?
It's a very, very good question. He's come through the first sector. He's 1.5 tenths up on his best time, so he's certainly off to a good start. Comes through into Ferradura. Doing my best here. Through Larangina. Into SA. And this tricky, tight left-hander known as Pinherino. I'm only going to do this once, I swear. Through Bico de Pato, aka T10. And this fun one is turn 11, known as Regulo. And this pain in the butt, known as Juncal. And up through Subida dos Boxes. Onto the main straight. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Interlagos quarter names. Done one time only.
In Portuguese, if I'm not correct.
I'll go with that, yes. As Brocky does drop a blue lap, gets himself a 130.384, so he's only 400ths behind Geesh, so he's certainly got the pace to go with the CP driver. Artsy with a massive drive in qualifying here, bangs it into third with a 130.7, a knocking Mountain Goat down to fourth, GDR back down to fifth. And that is our timer, run and done. Sorry, I got a little bit carried away and failed to notice that that is pretty much our field run and done. Heafy P7 still going, but he does have a half-second penalty, so...
Brocky is right behind him. You might want to stay on this because he was up 0.052 into the first sector.
Right, so Brocky is still out on his hot lap.
Yes. If he nails this, and we'll find out in the next split, if he nails it and he's any sort of blue plus that number, he's on for pole. He's, wow, purple by 0.049.
He'll probably be screaming at the GMR boys to please get out of my way. Heafy does precisely that, pulls over to the side. Can Brocky knock Geesh off pole position? Clutch lap time. Hugs the inside, putting as much of the car over that solid line as you dare. Can he get it done? He does! A 130.278 in the dying moments of the qualifying session. The Cyborg is back.
Pulled that one out of the fire. That is astounding.
Wow. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
It looked ominous from the outset going through that first sector. He was 0.049 up, and that would have put him on pole as it was, but he just got better through that lap. That the fuel load burning down has just helped him immensely. He's put the lap together. Yeah, that's astounding.
The chat has made the comment that my Portuguese is amazing, or should I say unique. It's probably safer to go with unique, because that's a kind way of saying terrible. But appreciate the support. Support very much going to the Brocky 05 team for banging the car on pole. As we just wait for the timer to wind itself down, which is going to go for the maximum amount of time because somebody's decided to park it in the pits. Not that that frustrates me whatsoever. Rightio, so let's have a look at our qualifying results. Thanks to Adelaide Ceramic Coatings, on pole for Brocky 05 Sim Racing is Brocky 05 himself with a 130.278. Just knocking off the CP driver of Geesh. I don't think he's going to take too kindly to that, so look out for some very feisty racing tonight. A very solid effort from the Thunder Motorsports team owner, Artsy, putting it on third on the grid, followed by Mountain Goat fourth. On the third row of the grid, we have GTR and Kiwi Matt. Fourth row, we've got Heafy in seventh and Nif eighth. Fifth row of the grid, with a lovely comeback later in that qualifying session, is Lenosis alongside Captain Muffin. On the sixth row of the grid, we've got Dale Teeks and Sways, and then on the final row of the grid, we've got Ricky Bobby and Slappers, who probably fair to say that these guys may not have had the strongest qualifying session, but there is still 31 laps left tonight to be able to bring home a decent result for themselves and their team. So, Lampinator, what are your thoughts there on qualifying? A few surprises, a few curveballs?
Well, it might have been spicy at my work today, but it's also spicy on track. That track needs a bloody fire extinguisher on it. It's just absolutely scorched there by Brocky. And the other three cars in the 130s. That's disgusting. I don't want to hear about that. It will be interesting. I think that Brocky will be very good in this race. He knows how to put a race together. He's on the front row. If he can keep his nose out of trouble, I think he's going to be all right in that first corner. It will be imperative that he keeps that clean or doesn't get pinged. But I'm a little bit concerned because during the practice starts we did have a few turnarounds, so I would say there is going to be some form of VSC straight up.
Oh, don't say that. I don't want to hear that. But that's why we have it, just in case. So I'm thinking a big factor in, as you said, a big factor in the race tonight in getting a good result will be keeping the nose clean, staying out of trouble. But I also feel like, given the strategy we saw in the Cat 1B race in terms of the tyres, I feel like the maintaining pace while saving fuel is going to be a big factor, because we saw with Warbo gaining 5 seconds in the pit stop that coming into that pit stop at the end of the first stint with more fuel than the guys around you is a significant advantage here. So I guess it remains to be seen as to who can do what, who keeps it on the track, who stays out of trouble, and who's going to bring home the chocolates tonight. So speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, if you throw in your top 3 finishes tonight, no particular order, be keen to see what your thoughts are on that matter. And in the meantime, Mr. Laminator, what do you say we get this party started?
Alright, I'm coming out. Alrighty, so we're going to start this bad boy. Here we go.
And for those of you at home, if you didn't pick up on those 2 pink, aka Alicia Moore references, well, that's your problem, not ours.
You're too young.
Yes, we are of a different vintage here. Alright, cars on the grid. They are looking very lovely too. All the livery guys this season have done an absolutely amazing job. We have 4 lights, 5 lights. Green is a go. The hammer has been dropped. I know these Porsches don't exactly get off the line all that spectacularly, but everyone's all over the place looking for the advantage.
Getting a little bit clean.
Getting a little bit touchy squeezy. Mountain Goat a little bit sideways. Just checking up Artsy there through turn 3. No harm, no foul. GDR going defensive over Heafy into turn 4. So far, so good in terms of spicy action. Or Heafy running a little wide there.
That ripple strip checked him up.
Yep, that's dropped him down to P8, but I don't think he's picked up a penalty. Oh, I see a lot of smoke in the background there. Oh, I'm not sure if...
No one's around. We're all still on the track. They're all going good. I'd say just a little bit of a calamity. There's a bit of a traffic jam up ahead there.
Dale Teeks has dropped back down to 13th. Not sure what's happened there. Back up.
Bit of bump and grind between Lenosis and Kiwi Matt into that corner.
looking at the moment, lap 1, both Brocky and Geesh have decided to clear out over Mountain Goat to the tune of 1.2 seconds already. That's looking pretty ominous if that kind of pace continues. But Goaty has gotten past Artsy on the first lap, put himself up into third.
I was going to suggest before we got on with the race that it would be Brocky, Geesh and Mountain Goat in that order. That was going to be my selection, and it turns out by lap 1, if I'm a winner right now, that's great.
Well, if we just called the race right now, you would be correct. Unfortunately, that's not the way it goes. Deborah Fish has asked for no commentator's curse. Look, that's not a promise I can make, unfortunately.
Four-way battle between Captain Musha, Muffin, Lenocious, Kiwi Matt and Daltix. All fighting over 9th and 10th.
The World Championship battle for 10th. I love it.
No, they've all sorted it out well. Good action, boys.
Just quietly, a mover and a shaker right now on lap 2 is my boy Ricky Bobby. He's up from 13th up to 8th in one lap.
Wow, there was a lot going on there. So if he could make up the time, that's great. But there's also other mitigating factors here that I will elaborate on in around about 6 laps' time.
I was wondering if that might be a factor or whether he's taken advantage of some lap 1 shenanigans. But I think I've got my answer right there. So I
think a little bit of column A and B there.
Okay, combination of the two. Always a fan as well.
You got to know to take advantage of your advantage.
Speaking of a fan, I remember a lap ago saying this was ominous. That gap between Brocky and Geesh and Mountain Goat is now at 3.7 seconds. But that could be because Mountain Goat has a lot going on with both Nif and Artsy wanting a little bit of door bang in there with Goat and Artsy through turn 2.
Goaty, keep it straight, mate.
GDR's in the mix as well. He wants a piece of Artsy into turn 4. Is he going to send it down the inside? He's got Kiwi. No, he's got Lenosis right behind him as well. Here we go. So Luscious Lenosis is up in the mix as well as he goes side by side with GDR through turn 4. That's it's brave, but these guys have managed to make it work. Spectacular racing here. I think GDR's decided that, nah, this boy is too crazy for my liking, as Lenosis puts it down the inside of Artsy in the infield, gets himself up into 5th. I think there might be something going on with the APR strategy that I don't know about, so... Again,
well, I did want to ask, what was, because of my absence earlier tonight, what was the strategies out of that last race?
The majority strategy was the one stop on the mediums.
Okay.
But it's looking
and
like
how did the 2 stoppers on softs?
There was only one of them, and it was Renegade filling in for team points for Arminds.
I assume he didn't finish last?
He was MIA tonight due to having a family emergency. So, Mr. Arminds, if you're listening, we hope all is well and wish you and your family all the best.
Oh, Heafy's lost at turn 1, completely on his own.
Suboptimal
and she's just
at best, and the yellow flag
is
out.
And he's just pirouetted around.
We have seen a
GTR.
lot. We've seen a few interesting rejoins at turn 2 tonight, but that one wasn't too bad. Unfortunate there for Heafy. Wait, GDR?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what went there, but he went past Heafy and then all of a sudden went pirouetting as well.
Oh, so that wasn't a redress?
No, not as far as I know. I mean, he went around on his own. I know he was close to it when it happened.
Let's see if we
Heafy was losing it on his own.
See if we can catch what happened to GDR in the replay. Alright, so he's coming... Oh, Heafy got all sorts of squirmy there. No, we have completely missed that, unfortunately. Alright, that's going to be a post-race debrief kind of scenario, I think. To check back in up the front. Geesh is not...
Oh, jeez Louise.
He's not letting Brocky get away from him. He's maintaining that 7/10 gap fairly solidly. He's also got the
Don't worry
fastest
about
lap.
the 7/10 gap.
Oh, the 31.045 fastest lap.
Don't worry about that.
It's the 6 seconds back to
Look at the
Nif.
space between just...
The 6 seconds back to Nif in third.
Excuse me, I'm just going to need to mute myself while I scream into my pillow.
Yeah, look, that's all right. That means we've got some work to do next week. My boy Lenosis currently sitting in P4. I can almost hear Amy screaming in the chat from here.
What I don't know actually happened between Daletics and Slappers, whether they're just off the pace tonight, whether it's just a case of not being used to my lobby settings or just not being used to the new physics update, or a combination of both, but they've been right off the pace. And Daletics, I'm not too sure if he had an accident or spun or something in the first 4 laps, but he's well off the pace behind Swayze, but he's trying to rein it in.
How are his lap times looking?
33.47. Okay, so he has had a spin on lap 3. And Slapper is big spin on lap 2 with a 49 versus 135s. But the guys at the front are dropping low 31s, so already considerable pace difference there between 1st and 14th.
Following along with Captain Muffin, who's currently sitting in P5 at the moment. He's got a rear view mirror full of Ricky Bobby. He's the meat in a zero-turn motorsport sandwich right now, with Mountain Goat right behind in P7 after his own little bit of a mishap earlier on. Just got a little bit twitchy. Dropped a few seconds.
What I've noticed with these zero-turn entries is that the purple section on the rear has this kind of thumbprint light purple thing going on there with concentric lines, concentric circles. I've only just noticed that. That's quite an amount of detail, but that's just a tribute to the livery lords that do up these fantastic liveries.
Yes, it is rather difficult to appreciate a lot of the detail in some of these liveries, because the broadcast only captures them going past at stupid speeds, so you don't really get that good of a look at them. But when you do, and you do notice like little details like that, it just gives you that whole new level of respect for the guys who do crank out these liveries for the teams. It's definitely something that is not in my skill set. I don't have the patience or the ability for it, so full credit to those who do. Now, Rocky still leading the way over. Geesh, what do you say we cut into a APR tyre and fuel update, and we can see what's going on in terms of strategy for these guys?
Oh, I thought you would never ask.
Right, far away.
Okay. Alrighty, so obviously position 1, Brocky. Actually, I'll preface this by saying that we have a half-half split. People have hedged their bets and gone half the field is on softs, half the field is on mediums. It's a direct split. I counted them just before we left the line. There's 7 on softs, 7 on medium. So up the top we've got Brocky. He's in first and currently racing softs. Just over half a tank. Looking around about 30% left on those softs. Right behind him, Geesh. Just over half a tank. He's got more than Brocky, and also has slightly better tyre wear, maybe a couple of percent in that. Nif also on softs.
Is he also on the softs?
Yes, sorry.
Right,
So
that,
the
that
top 3 runners.
That explains the massive gap between them and everyone else. Copy that.
Well, no, it doesn't, because Nif is also on softs as well.
Well,
He's also on softs. Edlonocious is also on softs. Captain Muffin also on softs. So all those guys at the front are up the front, not just on tyre advantage, but pace, because the front 2 are actually out there for real.
Right.
Nif, Lenocious,
terrifying.
Muffin, Muffin and Ricky Bobby are all sitting around about that 35 to 30% tyre wear and half a tank, except for Mountain Goat. Behind that lot is Racing Mediums. He's the first of our medium runners, just over half a tank. Artsy back on mediums, well over half a tank, almost halfway between half and 3/4. Kiwi Matt, just over half a tank, barely worn anything on those mediums. Actually, he's maybe down 20% if that. Same with Thunder and Goat, so the mediums are really doing well here at the moment. Dale Teaks is on softs, and they're well worn, down to around about 35% and under half a tank. Heafy, mediums, maybe around about 20% at best. Wear, just over half a tank. We've got GTR, currently on mediums. Slappers Mate's also just come into the pit. Swayze is on mediums.
Oh, sorry, GTR's
just
gone around. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gone from bad to worse for him in this race,
That's
unfortunately.
suboptimal. Yeah. Swayze's on mediums, maybe about 15% wear, probably the best out of a lot of them. Smack on half a tank. Slappers Mate currently in the pits with maybe 10% wear on mediums and halfway between half and 3/4 of a tank fuel.
Now, interestingly, it kind of looks like there might be a problem with the Datsun car because they're not putting tyres on it. The car is just sitting there, so not sure what's going on there, but thank you very much, Laminator, and thank you very much, APR Automotive, for that tyre and fuel update. You are in safe hands. Now, that gap up front between Brocky and Geesh, it has sort of just been ebbing and flowing at that 6 to 8 tenths sort of gap, so kind of get the feeling that Geesh is in maintenance mode. He's not going to let Brocky get away, but he's going to sit there and save fuel. So that fuel deficit I mentioned before the race might just be a very strong factor in the results.
Well, I'm going to correct you there and say it's not might, it will. I'm just switching between the two of them. It will.
As
And
Geesh
he's
is
all over him.
now a bumper sticker on the back of that BSR car, but not looking like he wants to overtake. Oh, hang on. No, wait. Hang on. Yep, I'm pretty sure that's Geesh giving me the finger down the main straight right now. Around the outside of turn 1, we saw things go pretty bad for some of the Cat 1B guys. Had one car do a full 360, another one do a 180. Just by putting a wheel up onto the braking zone at turn 1, as they are now side by side with Geesh having the inside run into turn 4. But Brocky's just gotten out of it a bit early. Turn 4 is not the place you want to go side by side.
He hasn't gotten out of it, he's got trouble. His right tyre is screaming and hanging on for dear life. Geesh's is not looking like that.
Right, so these guys are on the soft tyre and we're on lap 10, so at some point they would have to do an 11 lap stint. And
Correct.
you'd probably be more likely to be able to do that successfully with a lower fuel load, so I'm going to bet that Geesh will do his 11 lap stint now, and Rocky will probably pop him into the pits at the end of this lap.
Not probably. He will. He will.
So Lenosa's currently back in P3. Captain Muffin P4 with rampaging Ricky Bobby in tow. So they're looking.
Geesh has already inked
good.
out 3.9 seconds.
Oh, Geesh is in the pits.
Geesh in the pits.
Yep, there we go. He's got 5%. So he's got a second gap there on Brocky, assuming they fill the same amount of fuel. And Ricky Bobby goes around again, and as does Lenosis. So, I am currently taking notes at the moment in terms of tyre strategy. So APR, currently P1, P2. Can we just finish the race now? Call it done? Yep, cool, no worries, job done. That'll make...
fast enough to do that.
That'll make our team owner very, very happy.
I don't think I'm going to be spending a lot of practice time this week. I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time dissecting the telemetry of this race.
practice this week. Might have to wait a few more days, unfortunately. Right, so we've got the first divergence in strategy. So we're going to see quite a few guys running out of sync, but that will all come back into effect sometime around the lap 20, lap 21 mark. So Mountain Goat doing his best impersonation of a lawnmower there in the infield. Just getting those tyres a little bit dirty. Lost a little bit of time. That's given Artsy a little bit of hope. Now, from memory, was Goaty a soft tyre runner?
No, he's the first of their mediums.
Ah, okay. So he's not gotten a good exit there. That's definitely put him under threat from Artsy down this main straight. May not get past him as the APR boys are into the pits. Gnosis with the slight fuel advantage over Ricky Bobby.
If I can just be Nostradamus for a second, I think towards the end of this race, in that final stint, it's going to be very interesting because obviously Jeesh and Brocky have absolutely leapt away on those softs, no question. But the mediums might play into it here. Usually the alternate strategy isn't all that viable, but Brocky and Jeesh are showing that it just well might be.
Well, they're not silly, the two of them. Ooh, as Jeesh gets all kinds of crossed up coming out of turn 2. If it wasn't a viable option, I don't think they would even contemplate running it. They're not the eccentric type like someone like Captain Muffin who just, bugger it, I'm going to send it. They're very, very cold, very calculated drivers. So, yeah, they've obviously crunched the numbers and if it wasn't viable, they wouldn't be doing it. So I'm interested to see how it's going to stack up because at the moment, Jeesh is in 5th. He's set a bit over 17 seconds behind the leader. But he is going to have to do an extra pit stop.
But also these guys are absolutely the top tier. They have the skills to pay the bills, so I think that's also a factor here too.
One of the other factors in the success of the strategy is how do they go with traffic, as we see Jeesh just getting checked up a little bit here by Heafy. Now, Heafy doesn't have to get out of the way, as I think he was pretty nice there. Now, technically, he doesn't have to. I mean, most drivers will, out of etiquette, realising that someone is running a completely different strategy. What they are, you're not racing them directly at that point. So it's nice to see the etiquette still out and about.
And Heafy just backed out of that turn 1 just a little bit earlier than what you'd expect, just to let Heafy go, Jeesh go.
Rightio, so now that puts Heafy in between Jeesh and Brocky, and the gap between those two,
immense.
Yeah, where did that 6 seconds come from?
I was just wondering that myself.
So
we've obviously missed something there.
Brocky's outlap was a 54.8 compared to Jeesh's 53.1. Okay, so I think Brocky might have had a little bit of a slide or something on some cold tyres on his outlap and just cost himself a little bit of time there.
Actually, it's 54 was his outlap, and Jeesh's was 50.8. So there's the better part of 4 seconds right there.
Yeah, not good.
Not optimal.
Checking back in on the teammate, Lenosis, after his stop on the softs, has found himself in a relatively good spot in 7th. Just under 8 seconds behind Brocky, but he's got himself in front of Captain Muffin.
Sways is also in the pits, just sitting idling. His teammates are running backwards and forwards, looking intently at the car, trying to find out what's wrong, but no movement yet.
It's interesting. We've had 2 cars parked up tonight. Slappers mate for Dadson Racing.
Hey, my teammate couldn't even get out of the transporter tonight.
Yes, that was quite unfortunate with stickers not being able to get the car onto track, unfortunately.
No, it wasn't. But Artie's trying to make himself a little bit of a headache to Goaty here. Both medium runners heading up to the halfway point of this race. Their fuel and tyre are very similar. Goaty has slightly better tyre advantage, but the fuel's pretty much back on.
So
Jeez, is starting to claw back that time though.
They're basically right on par with each other.
Goaty's tyres are marginally better, and Matt's tyres are marginally better than Artie's. So what's interesting here is going to be what the outcome is after these three guys in front on the medium runners actually pit and Jeese bursts through. I mean, he doesn't have any traffic in front of him at the moment, so that's not really a factor. But what's going to happen on the other side of that and how far ahead? No, they're only 10 seconds at best. So it's, I can't pick it from here. I can't see which strategy is the out and out winner here.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I'm basically keeping up with the math of it all, but the hypotheticals of, oh, if this guy does this and this goes this and this gap, no, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the racing, enjoy the spectacle, and see what these guys can put on, because things got, well, the action got very, very hot in the last two laps of the Category 1B race, so that was without a wide divergence of strategy. So fingers crossed, the last few laps of this race might just get very, very interesting. So it's a bit of a slow burn at this point, like just after the soft tyre runners have done their first stop, and then just a couple of laps before the medium runners do their stop, it just sort of gets a little bit quiet because everybody's so well spread out, but it all comes back together in the end.
100%. It's just dropped into a little bit of a lull at the moment, but it's going to reignite definitely after lap 20.
Is that Kiwi? No. The way these drivers flirt with that pit lane line, just cutting the track as much as possible, I swear it makes me think they're going to pit every single time.
Yeah.
But that gap between Jeesh and the leader is now down to 7.1 seconds and dropping very rapidly, as is the fastest lap, because Jeesh has dropped a 1:31.010. If you don't mind. Race lap,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
Just knocking on the door of my qualifying time. Don't worry about that. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, I'm just doing quali laps, a race, 31 laps. Hey, right.
His race pace is better than our qualifying pace. Sorry to demoralise you even more, Carbon Boy.
I didn't think it was possible, but here we are. The gap
bottom has a basement.
The gap back to Brocky is up to 7.8 seconds. Heafy's back in the mix. Actually, oh, hang on. Heafy hasn't pitted yet, has he?
No.
Right, okay. So not quite as back in the mix as I initially thought. It's 3.5 seconds off the back of Brocky. He's P6 at the moment, but I do predict he will be in the pits at the end of this lap.
That is, yes, he will be. He will be.
Is it a fuel? Is it tyres? Is it both?
Fuel.
All right, Goaty,
you can see, there we go. 3, 2, 1.
And Jeesh back into the lead. Normal programming has resumed at this point. Bearing in mind, though, he does have to pit a second time, whereas everyone around him, or at that point, doesn't have to. They're getting their one stop done. So I'm keen to see how this is going to come out in the wash.
About 15 seconds ago, everybody at least had one more pit to go.
Yeah, refresh my memory. What tyres is Captain Muffin on? He's currently P4.
Muffy. Softs. He's on softs.
He did go the double stop strategy. Excellent. That's the Captain Muffin I know and love.
Sort of the Brad Jones Racing of Sector 1. Alternate strategy. I'll take that.
Yeah, basically our alternate strategy is his normal strategy.
Default.
And the uncanny thing is, he's got a knack of making it work. I'll be buggered if I know how, but he just doesn't. But yeah, so keep an eye on.
I'm a little bit surprised by Neff here. He's on softs, but he hasn't been able to pull back the pace I thought he could. A little bit surprising, but he's still doing well in 5th. Still got one more stop to go.
Also interested in the comparison in the zero turn guys. You've got Captain Muffin running the 2-stop on the softs and his teammate Mountain Goat running the 1-stop on the mediums. So definitely not a, well, I suppose when you've got, you know, your teammate who's very strongly opposed to running a normal strategy, it would be very interesting, but keen to see who gets the better result at the end of the day on that one.
Like for like comparison. Looks like Artsy is going to make himself known to Mountain Goat. He's just creeping onto the back of him, but these guys are on brand new boots.
Ah yes, I remember the gap between these two was a little bit higher when they went into the pits, so maybe Artsy managed to jump a little bit of time with the refuel.
Possibly, I just remember the fuel numbers being very low, very, very low.
They're in P8, P9 at the moment. They want to be careful because they've got Kiwi Matt just 1.6 seconds behind them. They spend too much time mucking around battling with each other. That'll bring into the battle real quick, and there'll be 3 cars going for that P8 position.
Look, I'd like to think that they're a bit smarter than that. It's not the time to be trying to see who wants to be in front of the other. Just hook onto the back and go.
And down the tail end of the grid is Heafy. He's back out in 11th after his pit stop. And GDR having a very rough day in the office at the moment in P12. Just basically circulating for points, I think, at this stage. Possibly looking at a drop round. Of course, we've got Sways and Slappers parked up in lane. Be interesting to have a chat with the GMR and Dadson guys after the race to see what broke on the Porsche. Being a Porsche, they're a beautiful machine when they're working, but because they're so complicated, any number of things it breaks.
That's true, and usually has a nice invoice to go with it.
Oh yeah, you can fix it. Not cheap, you can fix it.
And if you need to ask how much, you can't afford it.
I'm going to go hide now because there's going to be a lot of hatred from Porsche fans coming my way. Rightio, so Geesh, currently P1, 7.9 seconds to the good over Brocky in P2. He's also got a very comfortable margin over Lenosis in 3rd of 10 and a bit seconds. I don't know about you, Laminator, but if I was within 10 seconds of Brocky after 19 laps, I would be fairly happy.
I would be wondering what I had to eat that morning.
What's wrong with Brocky? Yep, that'd be my thought.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
Did he turn down his tune?
So Nif currently P4. He's got a fairly solid gap at the moment over Captain Muffin in a P5. It's 3 seconds behind Nif. We'll keep an eye on that gap, see if that goes up or down in the next few laps. As this top 5, 6. Is Dale Teaks on the soft or on the medium?
Softs.
Right, so Mountain Goat is the first of our medium runners from memory, so we'll see where he ends up after our top 7 make their second pit stop in the next lap or 2. Let's say lap 20 or 21, and the soft tyre guys are going to make their second pit.
And, you know, if I was any sort of smart, I would have taken note of how long that first pit stop took for our soft runners, just to see what the difference would be in terms of pit transit time, because he's 53 seconds back.
I from memory, it's a lot less. It's a fair bit less than that. But you've also got the getting back up to speed coming out of the pit lane, which can consume a fair bit of time. But I think Mountain Goat's got bigger things to worry about right now. He's currently got a rear vision mirror full of Artie, and Kiwi Matt is right there and thereabouts now. He's back up within 7/10 of Artie, so Artie can't be all eyes forward. He's got the around the outside there. That's ambitious.
Brave.
Oof. Commendable effort. Decides to just back out of it. Nope, not doing that. And I think he might have just realised how close Kiwi Matt is right now and thought to himself, maybe
Niff
I
has
need
pulled
to...
the trigger. Niff has pulled the trigger. He's in the pits. He's going to do his 11 stat lap stint last.
Oh, is Artie going to make it? Have a look at turn one? No, doesn't quite put the nose there. He's just got the car there just to keep Goaty on his toes. Kiwi Matt sort of just lurking there, assessing the situation, trying to work out, do I become a little aggressive now, or do I just sit and wait and let these two quarrel with one another and maybe have a mischief? Right, there's Geesh in the pits. End of a lap 21. Rocky also into the pits with a 1% fuel advantage, so he'll just be taking everything he can get at this stage. Lenosis into the pits as well with
Wow.
a few extra percent. Captain Muffin also into the pits. I'm guessing he's used not quite all of the fuel, but Dale Teeks, is he going to... Oh, he's in the pits as well. Hot on his heels is Ricky Bobby. A lovely fuel advantage, so he might be able to jump Dale here in the pit stop. Now, where's Goaty? He is
Just coming on to the pit wall now.
leading that slipstream train. I think Geesh is out of the pits. He's taken on less... Ooh. Kiwi Matt round the outside, turn one. I don't think that was a planned move. I think it was more of a trying not to run into the back of the Thunder car in front of me.
Well, there was contact between Artsy and Goaty.
Okay, it might have been a slight check-up moment.
Maybe.
Matt's just tried to avoid causing absolute chaos. Now, gap between Goaty and Geesh is 12 seconds after all is said and done. So that right there is the difference between the double stop soft strategy and the single stop medium as of 21 laps.
That's if you have the pace of these two guys in front.
Well, yeah, I mean, in Mountain Goat's defense, he is only 2.7 seconds off the back of Brocky, and depending on how the tyre situation goes, there could be a very healthy crossover period where those softs have degraded and those mediums are still on song enough for Goaty to be able to pull some of that time out of his former team owner. And get himself up onto that second step on the podium, so definitely a margin worth keeping an eye on.
I'm going to go the other way. I would say that the lead that Brocky and Geesh are going to pull out now, but the sheer pace that they've had on the early stint of these tyres, they're going to pull that margin out before Goaty can even get to a crossover point to start reeling them back in within the last 3 or 4 laps.
Also a very, very valid point. I have the feeling you're right about that one.
I'm not going to say I told you so.
But
I informed you thusly.
Deborah Fish in the chat. We should probably have her as a co-commentator at some stage. Kiwi Matt is just sitting back to see if any mistakes are made. I would probably say so at this point. We're on lap 23 of 31, so probably a bit early to be jumping the gun and going in all guns blazing. possibly doing something silly in the process, but he's managed to get right onto the back of Artsy without even trying, so I think that slipstream is probably being very, very helpful, but also worth keeping an eye on is the gap between Matt and Lenosis, which is at 2.7 seconds at the moment. Lenosis coming in hot.
Yep, with 8 laps to go. This could be interesting for these 4 positions right here.
Now, Kiwi Matt was on the mediums, wasn't he?
No.
Oh, okay, he's on
Oh,
the
yes, he was. Sorry.
Right, yes, he's on the
I
mediums.
was busy looking at Lenosis.
So, Lenosis is on the softs, and he's got 3 drivers in front of him who are on the medium. So, if he plays his cards right, he could very well get himself up into that pack before his tyres drop off the cliff. That's a...
Not if he keeps throwing it out in the corners and trying to do his best drift impression. Probably not.
Fish tells me that doesn't know enough about racing. You think I do? Fake it till you make it, people.
I love that saying. It absolutely yearns me on as a man.
Oh, it's a life motto. There you go. So checking back out on the track, Captain Muffin down in P8 at the moment. So maybe not where he wanted to be on the double stop racing soft tyre strategy.
I would suggest no.
Heafy in P9.
I'll tell you what, it is 7 laps to go. Why don't we do an APR fuel and tyre update? Because I feel like we've got some critical information to pass on here.
I like it. Let's do it. So up the front with Jeesh. Where is he at?
Jeesh. Say he's on softs. On smack on half a tank. 10% wear on his softs. Brocky is ideal. It is smack bang the same with his softs tyres and just over half a tank. But he will use that up. I've been noticing his fuel consumption is a bit more than Jeesh at the moment. 8.5 seconds back is Mount Goat. First of the medium runners. Probably around about 15% of his tyre worn, just under half a tank. He might need to watch that fuel consumption. We've got Artie hot on his tail, reading the part number of that wing on that Porsche. Also mediums, just under half a tank, about in line with Goaty. Kiwi Matt, medium, and his tyres are looking a little bit better than both Artsy and Mountain Goat. I think them trying to battle each other and stay in their way but not hurt each other is hurting.
And down the inside.
Lenosis.
Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. I'll have that, he says.
And thank you very much, Lenosis. I was about to flick back to you, but now I've got to flick forward. So the reason why Lenosis could pull off that audacious move is because his softs are on song at 15%, a smidge under half a tank. And he's hounding Artsy and Goaty. I would say that there's going to be a pass or two at turn 1.
Might just hang with these guys for a little bit.
Yeah, just hang with them.
He's got that slipstream all the way down the main straight here at Interlagos. So with that tyre advantage, as you said, he's probably going to be very confident about a move into turn 1.
It's either a move into turn 1 or it's a move into turn 3. Yeah, I would say 3. He's going to set it up now. Make sure he gets his good exit. He's just tapping the back. Just put it in. That's it. Yes, nice throttle control. That curb was just flicking him around a little bit too much, but now he's got the run.
Well
he's got the slipstream. He's got the run.
To just park the car where he needed to be.
He's going to get 2 for 1 here. No. Artsy's down the inside on Mountain Goat. Lenosis is going to take advantage. He's down the inside. He's past Goaty. He is now
3 wide! 3 wide! Oh, my heart. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Goaty's not having any of it.
Goaty not having enough contact. Contact.
Oh,
just on the rear quarter.
He's
Goaty's
redressed
backed out
that
of it.
by the look of it. Well done. Well played. Oh, and Lenosis has been given a 1.5 second penalty. Are you kidding me?
Whoa.
That's harsh when you... Okay. I am going to remain impartial. I am not going to say anything.
Well, Carbon Boy, please direct all concerns, queries, comments, and not so nice comments to Polyphony Digital.
Yeah, look, I've got plenty of to say towards them. But anyway, should we kick back to that tyre and fuel update?
Yeah, now that battle is over, we're back to Neff, who's closing rapidly on Lenocious now. His softs are well under half, probably around about 40%, and well under half a tank of fuel. We'll drop back to Captain Muffin, I should say. He's on racing softs, around about 30% worn, just under half a tank. Back to Heafy on mediums, well worn there for what mediums should be at this point of the race. Around about 30% worn, 35, and just nudging quarter of a tank. Daltix, racing softs, and about 30% worn on the softs, and about halfway between half and a quarter of a tank. Ricky Bobby, softs, 40% wear, just under half a tank. GTR, also on softs, looking really good actually, 15%, I would say, probably the best of the tyre runners so far on softs, halfway between half and a quarter. Swayze still sitting there in the pit box, his team looking at what's going on with the car, and Slapper's mate doing the same thing.
Beautiful, thank you very much Laminator, and thank you very much APR Automotive for that tyre and fuel update.
I think it's sunk. I think we're at Titanic level here. Oh, please do not this be a repeat of a lap and a half ago. Please don't. Holding up Cody a little bit here. I would say Lenocious is on fire here. He's got something to say about it again. He might have got that 1.5 second penalty. He may have been involved at half a second. Lenocious on Cody. It will be turn one. I can guarantee you that. Unless Cody goes defensive. Which he does. Parks it hard. Oh no! No.
Sorry, I just realised I had my microphone muted for the last X amount of time, so only Laminator's been able to hear me.
Oh great. Oh no.
But that's alright.
Well, Lenocious has to be a little bit wise here. His tyre advantage is starting to dwindle, and Cody is defending hard.
Having said that, he's determined to make it work. Cody's not giving an inch here. Oh, he just has to relinquish the spot there. Turn 10 from memory. I was going to say the really hard to pronounce one, but that's pretty much everything in the infield.
Absolutely.
Now 2 laps to go. Can Lenocious' tyres hang on for 2 more laps?
Not only are they hanging on, that's going to be a problem for Artsy at turn 1. He's gaining on him. 1.8, 1.7, 1.6. I can't even keep up.
Lenosis wants that podium. Artsy hard up against the pit lane wall, defending as hard as he can. Lenosis taking the
contact.
Taking the two trailer park girls route. As Godey slips on back through to P4, Niff goes through as well.
Niff is brought into this fight.
Oh, this is a 5-car battle for third. This is all on for young and old. 1 and 2 are sewn up, but P3, this is where the action is. Oh, they're 3 wide. Oh, there's going to be an invoice there for Artsy, I think. No, just the loss of position from getting off the loud pedal. Won't be happy with that. Mountain Goat under all sorts of pressure here from both Niff and Lenosis.
And remember that Niff and Lenosis are the soft runners. This is where 2 cars that are on softs and 2 cars on medium have come head to head at the end of this race.
1 and a third laps to go, we'll call it.
Artsy!
Artsy has
just
gone.
lost the rear.
Oh, that is so unfortunate.
Just a little too aggressive with the throttle, and around she spun.
Oh, Niff a little bit squirmy out of that final corner into the main straight. He's dropped half a second back off Lenosis. 6/10 up to Mountain Goat. 1 lap to go. Third position on the podium is well and truly not sewn up at this stage. Still anyone's game at this stage. Well, 2 contenders left, possibly 3. Niff's still there or thereabouts.
Geez, 33 seconds ahead.
Yeah, look.
Rocky, 22 seconds ahead, but how do you take your eyes off this?
Absolute masterclass from those 2 guys tonight, but in terms of action, P3 is where it's at. Mountain Goat is going to be throwing everything he's got at this lap. Can he hold on? He's got medium tyres versus Lenosis on the softs. Those softs are going to be screaming, but a little bit of a flash of the lights there from Lenosis. Just trying to get Mountain Goat's attention. A little bit cheeky. I think the tyres might have fallen off on him though. He's still at that 6th, 7th, 10th.
Niff is in trouble here. He's got Kiwi Matt, and he's just let them pass. I think he's out of fuel. No, he's not. He's let them pass.
We have missed it. Geesh has crossed the line in first position with an absolutely commanding performance. It has to be said. Brocky in second, but coming through the final sequence of corners. Now, Lenosis is all kinds of crossed up. Don't scare me like that, son. Oh, I swear I just saw Captain Muffin sliding off the track. I did on the final turn. Oh, Muffin has binned it. That is not good.
Get it together.
Mountain Goat hanging on, takes the 3rd place in a well-fought and well-earned position. Lenosis P4, Kiwi Matt P5, Niff P6, Artsy clawing back a position after losing it on that second last lap. Captain Muffin P8, Dale Teeks hanging just onto P9 over Ricky Bobby, taking P10. Heathy, GMR team owner, with a bit of a rough day in the office, it has to be said. There'll definitely be an interesting debriefing session. Brings home P11. Speaking of rough days in the office, GDR bringing it back home for Blacklight. Certainly, not his day today, but that's all right. We do have drop rounds. And of course we had the early retirees of Slappers Mate and Sway, so keen to find out what went wrong in the Dadson GMR garage. Ladies and gentlemen, throw in your driver of the day nominations into the chat if you would be so kind. We'll have to wait for the entire
clock to run down.
That's unfortunate.
But it does give us a chance to do some debriefing.
Alright, what are your thoughts?
A scintillating race. Jeesh and Brocky, just a masterclass on how to make the alternate strategy, or what we would think to be the commonly held known alternate strategy, absolutely worked to perfection. Goatee though, absolute masterclass on making the standard strategy work and keeping two of the alternates off of his back at the same time. But that's a testament to Goatee himself. He never goes down without a fight, and he always puts on a class that makes you go, how did he do that? Absolutely great race. I think there was a few points there where it dropped into a little bit of a lull, but it came back exactly how we thought it would.
100%. Now, just worth noting that the finishing margin between Goatee in third on the medium strategy to Jeesh in first on the double softs was just over 34 seconds. So for anyone taking notes for the Category 2 race next week, I certainly am. I don't know if that's going to help me too much, help me with my skill issue, but at least maybe I can get the strategy halfway decent. So we shall have a quick recap of our race results. So your race winner tonight for CP Motorsports is Mr. Jeesh, with Brocky05 bringing in second place in his first race for the season, so definitely a commendable result. Also picks up the fastest lap, so gets a bonus point, and also he played his Joker card tonight, so he will receive double normal points, so that in the short term will definitely put him back up there, pointy end of the field in terms of the point standings. Here we've got third place for Zero Turn Motorsport is Mountain Goat, just holding off a hard charging Lenosis for APR in fourth. Kiwi Matt for BSR, very solid result tonight in P5. Nif bringing home P6 for CP, Artsy in P7 for Thunder, Captain Muffin unfortunately just dropping back to P8 on that final lap for Zero Turn. Dale Teeks with probably a quiet night in the office, bringing home P9 for Kraken Esports, Ricky Bobby in 10th for APR, Peefy for GMR in P11, and GTR, the last of our runners, for Blacklight in 12, with our fortunate retirements. Again, need to find out what might have gone wrong there for those guys, but that, ladies and gentlemen, is our Category 1 Round 2 here at Interlagos, all run and done. So, checking in with the YouTube chat. What are their thoughts in terms of a driver of the day? We've got one nomination for Kiwi Matt. We've got one for Brocky. Got one for Lenosis. I'm noticing no bias at all for these nominations in the chat. They're either a partner or a teammate. Hashtag no bias. There's also one in there for Mountain Goat. Alright, so Laminator, what are your thoughts? Driver of the day.
For me, it's Mountain Goat. And because he put up the fight on mediums, he made it work as best as he could, even though he had Lenosis and Nif breathing down his bumper in those last 4 or so laps. He could have gone any which way, but he held out. He was on the mediums, managed to keep them long back behind them long enough for those softs to just not have the advantage of where he needed for them to be and keep it out there. So my driver of the day goes to Mountain Goat.
I'm really contemplating throwing my hat in the ring for Kiwi Matt. He did have a very solid race and a very commendable result, but as you said, I think Mountain Goat is going to get the nod after that one, just for the absolutely brilliant effort on the double medium strategy. So the safer strategy, I guess you could say, and making it work. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, your Cat 1A driver of the day, Mr. Mountain Goat. So congratulations, Goaty, you win net points. Oh, I don't know about you, but I could definitely look forward to a nice cold beer getting out of the comms box tonight. I'm after 9 o'clock. I can say that sort of thing.
Yes, I'm the same.
I'm just hoping that my co-commentator here doesn't quite choke to death. You okay?
Oh, well, I was earlier today, I can tell you that.
It always gets that way on a Sunday evening. It's all fine early on in the day, and then goes downhill very rapidly as the realization, at least for me, realization comes in that, I have to go back to work tomorrow. But that's okay, because next week we will be back here again at Interlagos for the Category 2 Round 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope you've taken some notes on what to do next week in terms of strategy. That may all come down to your confidence in your driving and how well you can save fuel and or tyres. But definitely that's given me some food for thought. So I guess it's time to use the next week putting in some laps and doing the best we can. Just like to say a big thank you to all the drivers for putting on an absolutely amazing show tonight. That last few laps there of both races was absolutely amazing. Like, could not take your eyes off the action. So well done to you all. A massive thank you to everybody who joined in the chat tonight. Your presence and participation in the chat is always greatly loved and appreciated. So we do enjoy having you online watching along with us. Makes it all very much worthwhile. Also like to say a massive thank you to our sponsors here at Sector 1. Cheeky plug again, we've got APR Automotive, Boxer Beauty, Reed & Co Homes, along with Adelaide Ceramic Coatings, and don't forget Momi now, and words are hard, LJ Media and Design. Throw that one in for fun. And also a massive thank you to our two race directors tonight, Mr. Good Doctor and yourself, Laminator. Always a pleasure having you here in the comms box.
Thank you very much for having me, and look forward to banging doors with you next week.
Yes, hopefully in a good way. As long as we both stay on track, that would be the optimal way to go about it, I think.
Definitely preferable.
Yes. Well, in that case, that's all we have here tonight. Thank you again for tuning in, and we look forward to the pleasure of your company again next time. So until then, be good or be good at it. Good night, everybody.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Sector 1. We are here tonight for some Category 1 racing action around the Let's go.
I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, oh. And this is just the beginning, I need a big change, only feels like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be?
Oh my!
Oh no! No! You can't do that!
Just sit that steering grip. What that is.
Fuzzy is somehow keeping it on the track surface. It's a spectacular drive, and he will take his first win in the top flight of Sector 1.